newcomers already. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to class. I want to sincerely apologize again on behalf of everyone here for all the stress. Well, myself, I'm Moses, and I'm sure that's what he's doing this morning. We've decided to buy our private jet, just in case you want to patronize us. We don't mind, but you need to pay before the service. We are already putting together our private jets, so just in case you need that. You know, Moses is the richest man in this class. It's just that he's always coding. Okay, for the new people in class, I would like us, we did something yesterday. We introduced ourselves, our department, and I'm sure, I know Said. I've seen him before, he's too familiar.
Said, so you?
Said?
For training.
Said is... Said, no, Said is HCM.
I know.
They are special people. Please clap for HCM. You understand, though. They are the reasons why we are here. Eh? Let's put our hands together for Said first. Let's clap for Said, though. You know, go understand, though. Okay, so Said, you introduce yourself. My name is Said. What's my name? He knows. Don't worry. Calm down.
Sweet Shola.
Oh, you see. Can you see that? You see that is my G, right? So you tell us your department and you pick the first letter of your name and form an adjective with it.
Okay. My name is Sayyid.
Go ahead. For colleagues, please, if you can reach out to them. I was going to ask you for the group number. Some numbers are not on WhatsApp, so today you help us from there. So please go ahead, please. Sorry. I'm talking to the governor, I'm the deputy. We didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Did we hear him?
Yes.
We did not hear him. Only Madam Agnes heard that she's at that place. That we didn't hear you.
My name is Sayyid Abubakar.
Okay.
From Talent Management Section of HCM.
Aha.
I'm a capital management of Dreams.
Can you put your hands together for them? Yeah, so S is the name.
S-O-K-S.
I cannot use sweet.
You can't, no one use that name. Sweet. I'm the only sweet.
Plenty of S.
Oh, yeah.
So give us.
Serendipity.
Said wants to kill us with English. What's happening here? Is English our language?
The special Sayyid.
Okay, so let's put our hands together for special Said, please. And the lovely lady by his side.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Tamara.
Sorry, sir. Please just wait there, sir.
Sorry, you're dancing.
I'm going to dance.
You dance.
I was here
Please,
for
sir.
everyone.
Please,
Nobody
sir.
was
Deputy is speaking, oh.
Sir, please.
The deputy?
No, Mr. Said, confirm now.
Wait.
Just wait, sir.
I can't dance, I don't dance, I will die, If I dance, I die.
It's first.
Okay,
Tamara.
It's risky. It's risky for him to dance.
I die,
No, let him just dance more.
No dancing happened here before everybody now.
Nobody saw you.
I saw him actually.
Don't sleep. Wake up.
Sir.
Wake up.
Just move small. Just move a little. Okay.
That's my best song I dance. I'm not going to dance like that.
Okay, Tamara, go ahead, please.
Okay, so I said I'm PSC Commission of Women's and adjective tenacious.
Tenacious Tamara. Good. Let's put our hands together for Tamara. Okay, you know we said we won't wait for anyone. Some people have come in and they went for meetings, so we'll start. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Before we start this morning, because I'll run us through the house rules again, I'd like to know your take home from that very short session yesterday. At least 2-3 persons can tell me that. I know Tamara and Said, they don't. So from the 4 people in the room, please, your take home from yesterday.
Okay, maybe 2 or 3 of them.
Okay?
One, that there is no enterprise risk management. The actual sense of it, if there's no board sign off, the board is not settled to.
Approval.
The second thing would be that risk could also be seen, also has an opportunity component of it. So it could be positive and negative in terms of the consequences. I think the third would be that the considering risk, which is akin to the first one, strategy, based on also the strategies model. So it's not only something that affects operations, it also affects right there, over there. Yeah. And it can also affect your outlook, your strategy as a business or an organization.
Welcome to class, please, you can all say.
Thank you so much, and don't mind this woman. I've always want you don't introduce people in programs. You know why? You give an introduction, and the person didn't meet up the expectations of the participants. They will steal the best out of the class. So they will steal him out of the class. Don't let people steal me. Now, yesterday we started the class, but I'll quickly do a recap so that those who came yesterday night can also go along with us. No game today. We did game yesterday. We'll do game tomorrow in my final class. But let's just go straight, fasten your seatbelt, and we say, where do we start from? Where do we start from? And then we said the world is full of a lot of challenges from different aspects of life, the economy, the financial part. Things are not smooth as it is expected, not only in Nigeria, but most people think only Nigeria has problems. I say no, go to other countries, they have their own challenges also. So it's everywhere. We're in a VUCA world, a world of where things are very complex, where things are bigger. You cannot even, sometimes you don't even sure of your business direction. One get confused. So we are in such a world. And such a world can only be managed by understanding risk of operations. And I gave the first case study. I said Kodak. For those who love photography those days, Kodak, their photograph frames is the best. Go to any studio, I want to take a picture. Is it Kodak? They say yes, you take picture. Is it Kodak? No, I won't use here. Kodak became so great and become the father of photography. But when you become father, you think you are the best in all, nothing can happen. All your competitors are trying to outsmart you. Eventually, the same Kodak discover the technology, digital photography, but they didn't apply it. They felt there's no problem. You are still the king, and the king doesn't need to waste time. That is packing, is betting, and say the ship is safe. No. Because everything is in its comfort zone. Go and share the ship when it is turbulence in the water and see how the pilot or the captain will fly that situation. How will the captain sail at that such situation? That is the most important thing. That's why you know what risk is all about. Let me give you one instance. 2 trees in the world. I'll take 1 orange tree. I will take 2 coconut tree. You have seen both of them before. When breeze is very high, blowing very high, you see coconut tree. What it does is it will bend along with that breeze. If breeze moves like this, it moves. Breeze goes like this, it follows the breeze. And what that does is that it's navigating with the change, with the situation. And that's how you can live in this world successfully. So if you look at coconut tree, their coconut will not fall down. It will still be there. That's why you plant them around water sides, they are still enjoying. But if you see orange tree, if it blows, orange tree want to prove stubbornness, and before you know it, most of its oranges, good and unripe ones, will fall down. That's what happened to man in life. When you are refusing to follow change, that change will cause some havoc, some problems on the people. That is why Charles Darwin says that, look, it is not the most intelligent that will survive any change, that survive what is going to affect you. It's only those who can blend and adapt to a situation. And that's how they can be safe. So we now move down to why do we exist as a business. It's all because we want to add value, and we also want to support the system such that we have a value chain that is working, and we have a revenue model. How money comes in, how money goes out, because that is also very, very important. Then we say one of the most important things that make us to survive is to understand these 4 critical parts. What is the vision of our company, of NIMS? Vision is very important. Makes you look at the future. This want to become the next 20 years, next 100 years, want to become this. I said, look, if you have a man that has no eyes, the man is blind. But if you have a man that has no vision, the man is dead. Because when you don't have vision, that means there is nothing you are thinking about to achieve. And it goes to your mission. The mission is the purpose of your business. My colleagues will continue on this aspect to take you through strategy sessions using all these models. But what I need here is the objectives, which we said yesterday. Every organization must have objectives. The board will set the objectives. We want you to make 20 billion in 2025. That is an objective because it is measurable, because you can come back in December and say, have we made 20 billion or not? That's objective. It's different from a goal. A goal can be, we want to make money, we want to be profitable. That's a goal. We want to be profitable. But when it comes to objective, you are so specific about what you want to achieve. So that objective is what risk we tend to affect. We now still come to what objectives of our business are. And I gave example. I said in NUIMS, we check your website, it said we want to, there's an aspect, the last one on strategic direction, said we want to improve people in form of training, talent, and things like that. So what it means is, to turn it to objective, we have to know how many people do you want to train at every point in time. That is why if you go to the Human Resource Department, you ask for the approved training plan. And if they say training plan is this, how many are you training and at what time? For example, you can say to train 75% of staff before the end of July 2025. That is a very fantastic objective. So end of July, we will come to your office to check whether you have actually trained such people. So these are examples of corporate objectives, functional objectives, and unit objectives. I went further to say that if you look at your ISO standards, either 9001 2015, 40001 2015, 45001 2018, or 22301 2019, all of them, you will see that objective is very important under clause 6.2, and it must be set at every functions and level. All departments should have the objectives that they will follow. But that objectives will cascade it down into individual KPIs. But this time around, we are talking about the corporate part and not individual. We now move to what risk is all about. We define risk in our own ways. Everyone of us define. There's no way defining that's not good. Let me ask Tamara, what is risk in your own opinion? Just nothing is wrong, just your own.
Okay. In my own opinion.
Yes, opinion.
Risk is the probability that an event will likely occur and it can either have a good positive or negative outcome.
See, John shook his head. You know why? John defined it the same way, but John stopped at negative outcome, no positive outcome. So when I said positive, he shook his head. If you are stopped at negative, you say, we are the same. I have a colleague, and it's also right to stop at negative. That is for health and safety risk. For you, you make it very big. Ayo, let's hear you. Your own opinion.
It's just the possibility of an event happening, it could be positive or negative.
The impact, okay, that's fine. So that is, you are very correct. That is what risk is all about. We went to different definitions from different.
The risk tied to the event or more to the impact?
The risk is tied to both. That's why they use that definition. Likelihood of that event happening and the impact of that event. More or less, the mathematical way to make risk easier and analyze, which we are going to see later, is to have risk as element of likelihood, probability that some event or something will happen. Then to have it multiply by the severity, the consequence, the impact of that event.
So let me push for that.
Good.
You know, we have various, should I say, types of risk. We have
Okay.
Emotional.
Good.
An event could happen, even though you think it might have an impact, and it happens that it does not have an impact. So the definition we are going with now is talking about the event, the likelihood and the consequences of the event.
Correct.
But I'm thinking that we should consider our own system, our business, or our objective first, and be focused on whatever might have an impact. Because if I define my risk based on an event, I have somehow assumed that event in itself will have a direct impact. It's possible that event occurs, right? and it has no impact on the business.
It will have impact. There is no way to not have impact. Give one example, analyze for you. There is no way. It can be positive, it can be negative, but to have a zero impact in business is not possible. It will have something. It will surely have something. That's why risk can never be equal to zero.
Okay, so let me give you an example with definition.
Okay, yes.
I would have touched on.
Yes.
So I will consider risk to then be the likelihood of deviation from my objectives, from the achievement of my objectives.
You are correct.
So that deviation does not rest on the event. It just rests
That is the definition of ISO 31000.
That's more negative.
That's their own definition. That effect of uncertainty on objectives. You are taking the definition of ISO 31000, which I gave you. That's their own definition. But the definition of COSO and others link the likelihood and the impact, and it's also correct. It's also correct because there will always be impact. It may be small. Somebody asked me in one class, he said, yes, there are no impact. I have examples. And I said, give me. He said, somebody entered through this door and he entered, he wanted to fall down, maybe there's a cable, but he did fall down. That is, it's a near miss. So there is no accident. I said, that's what they do like this. No accident truly, but something happened to him. It's not his body moving normal. Something happened to him. There's always an impact. It could be low, it could be small, it depends, but there's an impact. And it could be positive too. So when people like the definitions of COSO and others, it's because it can be expressed mathematically. So that if you don't express mathematically, you will have challenge, even with ISO 31000. Because when you get to risk analysis, you need to bring mathematics into it. And 31000 has to adopt that definition in its own mathematical calculation. Yes, why?
So I was just going to learn the voice where you said, and typically, while analyzing mathematically, that's where your mixed matrix comes in. And what are like your parameters there? It's basically the impact and as well as the risk itself. So on your impact level, right, you have graduations on how much you have been affected or how low you may be affected.
Correct.
And that's what makes you actually benchmark if you're doing well or not.
Correct. Spot on. We'll get there. You are very correct. Spot on. So if you don't have such qualitative way of analysis, we'll be talking it as if it's just common sense. But with that analysis, we get there, it will make it so easy for us. So risk management is just putting in place all those structures, system, processes to understand the risk of a business, how it affects the objective, and put control in place. That's just what all of them are defining, but in a different format, different definition. But as I said, in the olden days, risk is all about managing risk of each person in silo. Department manage your own, strategy do your own, project do your own, HR do your own, and that is not being good. Only financial you talk about and in silo. But now with enterprise risk management, you talk about both financial and non-financial. We're going to get there now. And what that implies is you don't work in silos. You're having a project department now. They want to do a project. The first thing they need to do is to carry out project risk assessment analysis. And every one of you that has link stakeholders, you are part of that risk assessment. Not just only one or two people. And I've said it here also that in some organization, one person is a risk expert and he does everything. Pick out the document and he shares the way he likes. And I said, look, it's not done that way, because if you bring 2-3 more people and they bring their ideas, we are going to get more information and better results. So we move together and say, look, risk management with respect to enterprise is about value creation. And that's the most important thing. You create value, you add value to the business, and it makes business to grow with respect to not falling, off from regulation, doing the business, and getting the expected result, which are the objective. And I said, when you have effective risk management, that's very effective, your organization will perform very well. Because you have seen what will cause problem, likely to cause problem, you have addressed the issue before they cause the problem. Let me give you a case study. A company in the power sector invested in meter, and the meter are advanced metering infrastructure that they use abroad. What does it mean? In the meter, in their office, they can switch off your light. If you go to steal energy from their office, it will show on the screen that so house number this is stealing energy. They will query it and shut down your light. No matter how you do it, you now come back and meet them. It's a good infrastructure, fantastic, to be used to curb energy theft. Unfortunately, they are buying it in dollar. It's dollar. So when dollar value escalated, skyrocketed, and it was so much for them, they couldn't afford it again. They lost that opportunity to manage energy theft because they are supposed to have thought of it that dollars may likely change because it's outside your control. And so start looking at how to, but they didn't do so they lost all those business and it affected them. So, and I said ERM, Enterprise Risk Management, is the secret to creating what? Value, protecting the bottom line. I'm still coming there. Bottom line, most of you think is the profit. Bottom line is beyond profit. We are still going to come there. Why is it beyond profit? Go ahead.
So, good morning.
Good morning, Bella.
I wanted to ask a question, but you're talking about the matrix. Well, I was just hoping that maybe we'll get there, but looking at this bottom line, maybe I'll just start introducing the question, so to speak. Because, some organizations, or different organizations, have different risk appetite.
Correct.
When you say bottom line now, looking at risk, because I've seen we have a system, the ISO, where departments define their risk register, so to speak. There's an organizational one, then maybe divisional level, however departments define that. And I've seen people define their own baseline, bottom line for risk in different ways. So maybe I hope that maybe during this training, it will help us see like the base, so to speak. Is there like a standard or a standardized framework? Because someone might try to tell you that for my department, I do this more, so I want to give it a 5. While the other person tell you that no, logically it should be a 2. So is there anything that will actually guide that?
Very good, very good. The first thing in enterprise risk, as I've said today, is for your board to first know what is your risk appetite as a business, what you can take as a business and you still succeed if you don't take more. By the time you come to each department, what you have is risk tolerance level based on what the board has set as your level. You now look at tolerance, what can we tolerate. But most organizations, when we get it wrong is when we are analyzing the risk. It's not usually good for the department to sit down and analyze their risk on their own and give themselves tolerance they want to use. There's need for some other people to, like a risk CRO, if you have top person managing risk, to sit with them, not to do it alone. Sit with them, have brainstorming sessions. Because when you want to identify risk in every business, you need to have some brainstorming sessions as part of the techniques for identifying risk. Very important. Brainstorming sections will bring idea from Madam, idea from Moses, idea from this, and be able to now balance based on your risk tolerance level. No standard guides you because different company, different risk appetite, different conditions, different, even within NNPC family, different things you do. That's why I said yesterday that they cannot determine top level something and say adopt this. They can determine the risk appetite for the NNPC, but when you are coming to your own NOHIMs, you must base it on what is happening at your operations. It must be domesticated, bespoke to you, and not somebody else's risk. Yes.
Just a thought around that. Shouldn't, like he asked, shouldn't the base be interpreted based on the impact? I'm trying not to use the impact because of course you can read that it could be opportunities or so shouldn't the baseline reflect the consequence?
It can and it must, because if you don't have what your consequence means, what your impact means, you won't know how to quantify it. For example, somebody said in our own risk matrix, we see come there, risk matrix that they give it to us, which we want to use to quantify. You say, if it is 5, it is catastrophic. you said it, your impact. What the catastrophe means, you have to tell us your company. This, another company may say, catastrophe means if you lost 10 billion, maybe use value of money. And anyway, we say, look, catastrophe means 1 billion is catastrophe. That's our own business. So the company will set what catastrophic means, the consequence, the impact, what it means. And that is what everybody must follow. So you will not set it maybe based on customer service, based on financial, based on reputation, your image, maybe if it involves media to come, not set it based on that. That becomes your impact grid that you are going to be following, and everyone must follow it. It's approved from the top. Everyone must follow it. You cannot say it's too high for us. No, you have to follow the impact grid set up by the business. Do you get it now? So there is no really a standard. None of the ISO will not tell you that this is what your impact grid is to be. That's why you see ISO standards are very flexible. And you know what they do? They make it generic. So you yourself go and think in your own way. So when the auditor comes to audit you, you have to ask, have you thought your own way? Is your thought in line with the clause? If it is in line, conformance. If it's not in line, it becomes non-conformity. If you not argue with your grid, if you like say 50,000 is to your own company, no problem. But a good author will just say, as big as names is, 50,000 is not catastrophic. You didn't do this grid well. But you cannot say non-conformity at that instant. No, you've done something. If you can only advise as opportunity for improvement, change your grid. 50,000 naira for names when you are not selling coconut. You understand that logic? So it's flexible. It's flexible. So even all these COSO and code, they didn't give any legal standard. So let's continue the lecture for today. How are risks classified? I said it yesterday, before to start here. No one can tell us that risk is classified into 20, there are many. So some of them are interwoven, they're intertwined. So you can't really have the exact number. So I started by saying business risk generally, we agree they are into four quadrants. Business risk. We take strategic at the top level. We take hazard risk, where you talk of all these emergencies, health and safety, environmental, natural disasters, they are under hazard risk. We now take operational risk, where you have HR, IT, and others. Even sometimes health and safety falls under, most times health and safety falls under operational risk. They will not take financial risk, which is everywhere. The financial part, talk about merger, growth, financial stability, exchange rate, all these aspects forms the financial risk, depending on the business. Liquidity, some company cannot pay any money. They don't even have funds to even do projects. I've seen a company that they have very fantastic projects, but there are no funds. So what do? They're just there. So company will not move forward, no fund. And when they want to get some fund from banks, maybe they have some challenges with banks. Credit risk comes in. We don't believe in you credit-wise. We gave you money before. You failed us. Bank cannot risk it again. So there's not enough money. So the business job is static the way they are. But now...
So going back to that one.
Good.
Where do you place reputational risk, for example? Something that
very good. Very good.
We've witnessed a lot of companies going down.
Very good. We are coming to there. Very good. That's why I said in business risk, they put it this way. Reputation can be in every one of them, especially strategic, financial. Remember, I told you somebody credit risk now. So you didn't was able to get money. It can be built, it can be placed under operational. You can have operational issues that lead to reputational risk. This is just the big concept of business risk. I will come down now to each of them to explain where they are. If you look at this one now, if financial now, you are known to be a company that always owe, it have impact on your reputation. If operational risk now, accidents are happening in your company, the accidents are so much, 10 people died yesterday, 2 died 3 days ago, you want to do a party, 5 died, there was an accident there, it's operational risk, but reputational risk has also come. That's why they are intertwined. But I will now break them now into smaller ones. So In the risk universe, you can see everything is there. Market dynamics, planning, governance issue with strategy. That's the top level. No, strategy is top level. You can have governance issue, and that can affect an organization. I have a colleague, a very good friend. He's late now. He died last year. Is it this time? Around June. That guy, very brilliant chap. He wants to become director in MBC, Coca-Cola. That's the name of the company. He did interview, and he did very well. He was the best. Everybody's I'm going to the best. But to give him the job, they didn't give him. They gave a lady that came third. He came first. Somebody came second. A lady came third. They gave the third lady, and they saw the result. Second one again happened. They gave a lady. He came to me and said, I'm so tired. I have to leave these guys. They're so stupid. Can you imagine what they did to me? And I was doing to him. I said, okay. I said, do you guys have any sustainability objectives in your company? I know you have sustainability, but do you have any objectives that center around inclusion, diversity and equity? If you have DEI in your company, they will give women a job, because they will look at the directors. How many of you, if the percentage 30% must be for women, they will not give you the job, no matter how good you are. They say, that's what I've done for you, go and confirm. So don't be angry. You get directorship at a time, but they won't give you now because they must balance the Nigerian part of directorship, which was what I went to confirm. That's what they told him. And when Lagos now opened, I gave it to him. That time they balanced the women, because it becomes a risk also, and that's a governance issue. That you have agreed at the level of Coca-Cola International, you must have this across all the countries. What is Nigeria difference? So why invite men to interview? Why invite the men folks to interview? Well, very good. An organization in presence of your human rights perspective of sustainability, you must give fair treatment. That's everybody should go. The judgment will not be fair. Judgment is also fair. Because you have DEI policy, so you follow your policy. You have HR policy, equal employer, you follow that one. And doing your recruitment, you follow this. You will not announce it. You will not announce it that you didn't get it because of woman. You get my point? They will not announce it. Another case study, United Nations want to give a contract to a company. The first time they failed. Opportunity, they will pay in dollars. You manage all their warehouse in Nigeria. Second time they failed. The guy approached me. I said, all my documents are complete. Why are we failing? I said, okay, that's fantastic. First, second time, let me see your board structure or your management structure. I saw everything. All of them men. Board structure, all of them men. I said, look, when are they coming for the next audit? He said, it should be next year now. I said, when they come next year, this is your structure, rearrange it. Let women be there. They will not tell you. So I will not start saying that discriminating. But that's their basis. I said, get 1 or 2 men there after all your 7. 2 men, 5 guys, it's fine. By the time he did that, they gave him the job. He was very anxious. So because of woman? No. SDG 4, SDG 5 is very clear. But the truth of that SDG is that there is a difference between equality and equity. Equity is very good. This is a shoe. The shoe is size 44. You give it to a woman and give it to a man. That is not good. That is not good. Because mostly women will not wear 44. Most women is like 42 down. So give them the same shoe you gave to men that they can use to be able to compete very well. Give them opportunities to compete. That's what that SDG 5 is trying to say. And United Nations, the whole world believe that the SDGs, that the blueprint to make this world a better place. We still come there. Because the risk from it now is not telling everybody now in the whole world. And that's the greatest risk we can talk about now that is evolving in the world today. So, let me start with the first one, strategic risk. This risk at the high level, where things are discussed about business value, where the owners of business, the board, where they speak. Yes.
I hope I'm not getting a nickname of take us back.
No. Please, this is not a lecture of classroom. Oh. This one is what we call, we are doing like, discussion.
So the contract and the universe we look at, I think the way I've seen it seems like we're looking only within. How is it the case that environmental risks, that risks that play out based on where maybe your country are operating in or in the industry are operating in, is it the case that you now have to have those within this financial operational compliance strategy? I was thinking that environmental risk should also be a standalone category.
I said it in the beginning of risk. I said there are many types of risk. Nobody can say it's 20 types, it's 15 types, there are many. I'm still coming there. You see, so far we are now going to start mentioning each of the risk. We will not get there. Beyond environmental risk you're talking about. Beyond environmental risk. It's even really small now. Beyond it. Because if you look at the world today, everyone is talking about climate change. That's SDG 13. And in climate change, it has a lot of impact and it comes with own risk.
Okay, so environmental risk I'm talking about is not the environment.
Okay.
It's the business environment.
That's business risk. We call it business risk as a whole name.
Okay.
But environmental risk is now separated. Business risk, what you are referring to, what you are talking is business risk.
Business environment.
Business risk.
So where would it, does it have a place here?
All of them. Yeah. Business risk. They are all business risk. Is it clear now? If you don't start using environmental risk, you have taken one risk out of all of them. You will not define your environment as the business. Business is the business. Environment, because of the way we use it today, has its own risk. Direct. Is it clear now? Is it clear now? So what he's trying to say is
clear, but let me give you an instance. It's
okay.
Clear. I think I can understand.
Can't now, good.
I just want to be double sure. So
good.
You see, you could have this as a generic template across all industries.
Correct.
But you have some industries or some actual geographies that you come into, and to have a tight risk management structure, I would think that you have to have an environmental risk, a business environment. Let me give you an example. For example, the industry, oil and gas industry. I could interpret the risk that's doing where I play. I could put it into hazard. So maybe the environment among those. But I would have thought that I should keep it separate because it's not just based on what I'm cooking in my kitchen. There's a lot happening outside by default in that industry. Or let's say, for example, if you want to invest in a country, you could choose to go strategic, hazard, financial, operational, and you have elements of where you are playing come into play. But when you have a case where, like maybe, I don't want to mention any country, but
mention our country. We are a great country. Mention.
You just know that it's a general ball game example.
So to open the meeting in the board, those business risks you're talking about, are they not operational risk? What kind of risk are you talking about in the business environment? For instance.
Okay, you want me to go?
Like
so, for example, I already started an instance of the industry-specific risk. Okay. Right? Okay. So you could have...
Okay, you know what we'll do, John? You will get everything now. Let's do like this. Let me finish the risk calculation. We'll now come back to your question.
So I think what he's saying actually aligned with what he's saying.
Okay, aligned, okay.
Maybe he's mostly talking about pestle. That's a political.
That's a different. That's a different ball game. When you are talking about pestle analysis, this can be factor in them, but it's a different ball game. This can be factor in pestle. Pestle is just a tool. Pestle is just a tool, and there is a tool to analyze. Okay, political, environmental, technology, and all those ones. But it's not talking about risk calculation at all. It's beyond pestle. Pestle, P-E-S-T-L-E. Risk are more than 7, plenty, but you can still factor them inside them.
So let me ask, I think it's close up to, so pestle as a tool for external threat assessment. How does it connect with my risk universe?
Okay, very good. You know, what make you to ask this question is because the day one class was not done in day one. Because the lecturer for day one, this is his topic. You understand? But I will explain to you. You see, when you are a business person, an organization, and you look at it that we can be taken away from what we do, and we can lose focus, we may not achieve our objectives. One of the very good strategic tools that you use, very common one, there are many, but very common tool is SWOT analysis and PEST analysis, which was called PEST in the olden days. What that means is you want to use it to get your risk. Oh, P, political. How can the political landscape issues affect our business? You are now looking at it that way. I give a case study. Listen inside. I give a case study now. I have a company that went to Ghana, big company in Ghana today, but when they wanted to support political power, they supported a party that was in charge, incumbent government. Unfortunately, that company lost. So the people that emerge finish the business for them. That you supported our opponent. Same thing happens in Nigeria here. Tunde Ayeni, very powerful guy. He was the owner of Ibadan Disco, owner of Skybank, owner of these telecoms, Nigerian telecoms, what do you call himself? Not Zeno, the Nigerian own. What? No, the Nigerian MTEL also. He bought everything. But because during Jonathan campaign, he dropped 5 billion and he dropped it open on TV screen. 1 billion for all our gas. Was making people are raising him. Jonathan lost election. Barry went after him seriously. Ayeni has lost most of his things. Social, Skybank, everything. Political risk, you must be very careful. It can affect your business. You now go to E, you say economic. Okay, you are buying things at a low rate, but due to foreign exchange, things change. I told about a meter company now. You have issues. That's economic. You use PEST to think through your risk profile. But you may not be able to capture all. It will capture that PEST. But you have to think beyond that PEST. If it is what you want to use now, you look inward. Look inward. What are our strengths in Noim's? What are our weaknesses? Then you list your strengths, you list your weaknesses. I don't want to preempt the speaker for this lecture. Then you now start looking at how can we take these our weaknesses and turn them to strength, and how can we make our strength to sustain it. Before you now look at opportunities and threat. Threat is coming from where? Outside. And I said it that risk and opportunities are opposite sides of the same coin. Whenever there is risk in something, opportunities come there too. And let me give a case study again, example. During COVID, we are all crying, grief, sorrow, everything. There was a woman in Lagos that shocked all of us in the COVID-19 team. We were shocked because I was shocked the most, because that's a great opportunity for me that I didn't even thought of it. We are just running after COVID-19 victim. I'm not thinking of solution. That woman came forward and did nose mask with Ankara.
Like exchange rates for like this.
Good. There are various ways. Various ways. One, you can use relationship management. What does that mean? You have a bank that works for you. You have a bank that you have good relationship with. Such a bank, you can always have some money down if you have good forecasting team. Look, this exchange rate, there are some guys, not even guys, some professional experts, that will sit down like this. They know the way it is going to be increasing. I'm telling you. Sometimes they may fail.
Yeah, because
sometimes they may fail.
The way our own escalated, I don't think anybody.
No, people can do it. Sometimes they may fail. They are not God. But there are some experts. I'm not. They will sit down. They will say, before May ending, it will drop. So like little money will drop. They know it. That's their own area. And sometimes they will predict like that. And it will fail. It will increase. But we have some experts.
Yeah, there's lots of speculation.
Exactly.
There's lots of
They put up indices.
So, and you see this trade war now happening, that was happening with China, US.
Yes.
It goes a long way to.
Yes. It's part of the indices to check.
It goes a long way to. And most of these guys, they use it to enter the market. They control the market, whatever. It's not easy to. It's just for you, like it said. That's the biggest thing said. The best thing for financial risk is risk. You are doing deals with somebody. I want to buy from madam. I should trade me next day. So now we're talking about the business now.
Yeah, it's not about business. Even business is sometimes can buy.
So that's why we said hedging. You understand? It's some of them are agreement, not necessarily commitment. And then you are saying, okay, this is what we should do. You have the supplier might have wanted to go and sell that thing with stress in a far place, or is willing to look at you and because of your business, relationship or whatever, and say, okay, to fine, we've done business before, and then look at your reputation as an NPC. Okay, let's go into this kind of agreement. It might not be you can terminate the contract, you can terminate whatever.
Of course.
But
Put a clause.
as that person is committed to see that it sees.
Correct.
Instead of you telling him, just bring 1 liter, he will go and sell the rest. Then you now come back. I'm talking about financial risk now.
That's the same thing. That's the same example I gave about that consulting firm. Now the people have signed 3 years with them, so they are going to overcome that aspect. Whether foreign exchange is increasing or not, we as a company, we've signed our own agreement with you. Is in the contract. Come and do it for us. Yes.
Okay. So my question would be, how well can you actually hedge those risks? Because I feel there are certain indices that are not just as straightforward as we speak. For instance, you decide to have an extended contract, probably with a contractor on a certain project. And that contract ceiling is premised at a particular exchange.
Yes.
And at the point of execution and payment, you find out that the price has doubled or even tripled. And this guy comes back to you and tell you, as of the time we had this agreement, this is the rest.
Yeah.
And of a truth, that's the reality.
Yeah.
And there's value for money.
Yeah.
You can't deny the guy because we are with this.
Yeah.
Right. So how well can we really hedge situations?
Thank you.
Let me just.
It's me you are talking about.
Let me say.
Finish. I'll tell my story now. It's me.
Tell you what that kind of.
I'm suffering now
does for you.
for an NPC.
It ensures
Continue.
and it ensures you coming back to the table with something with a base. Let me put, for instance, now our hotels. You understand? We do business with lots of hotels.
Please listen, please.
You understand? This exchange rate thing she talked about. Sometimes you can't compare the way it jumped last year, this year. Some hotels jumped up about 300%.
You know why? Many reasons, including electricity.
Everything. You understand?
That really affected them so much.
So this what would have happened there. Yeah? You don't have anything binding before now, and you are working paper. You understand? Paper. That means like maybe pay as you go. The guy is looking at you. Your commitment is just okay. You come, see your bill. You come, see your bill. You understand? But the fact that we had agreements with them initially, when time came to negotiate, like you said, okay, they've already had this agreement. This is not the new exchange rate. You understand? Okay, I'll come. Let's sit down and talk. First of all, when the contract expired, they continued giving us service. They knew that yes, we would definitely sell.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
They continued giving us service, and when time came for us to re-establish the negotiation, where they would have, I saw the benchmark they had for that.
Good.
Because of what we had before, it's a better drums.
Okay.
At least you remove, or
Yeah.
give you opportunity to have a better deal.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me now explain to us here. What you've said is very valid. That's what is happening. And what she asked, it was funny to me. I don't know why she knew me before. Yes. That's the painful part of contracts. And I will tell you, because you are an NPC, I will tell you. I'm working for an NPC, one of your subsidiary, NGIC, to specific. I set up their management systems, doing things for them. Ogacheyi was there before, and we are all very close. Doing things. They like everything. When we are doing the bidding, 2023, there's a training in UK that they must want to do. They put it there. 2 trainees from UK. Energy Institute training. Nowhere you can do that training except UK. Energy Institute is the only one doing it. That's Arts and Mind. They are the only one. So they charge in pounds. When you are bidding, I bidded in pounds for that training.
Pounds was 600.
MBC said I can't bid in pounds. Change it to naira. I wrote back, if you change to naira, at what rate? Naira. They reply, don't use mouth, you use documentation. They reply, at the rate of pounds now is 850, but put 1,100 as a cap in case they wrote. I said, thank you. So I bid there with 1,100. But in the contract, always make sure there's force majeure. Yes. So I say, yes, I ask them, there must be condition. They say, your own is too much. I say, no, there should be condition because things may change. They say, are you praying for things to change? And I say, no, I'm not praying. I want things to go down, but it can change. I wrote again official. The guy said, let's talk it up. I said, no, let's make it documented though. This can change. And the rule in that place is any letter you write must go to the MD. That's the rule for NPC. But that place, so any letter you write must go to the MD. That's what I do. So I will send to Oga, they say, approve, go ahead, approve, go ahead. I get those to go ahead. When we were to do that training, my brother. And I said, when she knows me, that they've not paid now because, but they will pay. Then it's an agreement. They will pay. But I'm good because the training is for all the executives, from MD, EDs, down that. So if you don't do that training, it's not good. So I have to do it with the high amount of money. 1,100 we book. I did it 1,800.
So this might take, sir. This might take.
Good.
Add a bit to what we said. Because I've looked at it all around, at least with the little sight we've had on the job in our personal businesses. You see what has happened here is, yes, the rate for that training went up based on dollar account rate. Or you, the supplier that has gone to that contract, if there was no document, you would have relaxed and waited for when they are ready, you give them a fee. But the fact that you knew that there was a contract binding, there are other things that will build to that cost that you have to start doing. So essentially, you've helped the business. I'll tell you for free that like this hotel I'm giving instance for now. If we had waited and said, okay, see when you want to come, you now go. I know the price of fuel. I see the working rate sometimes.
Yeah.
Peg it to that's what they do now. They peg it to $1. There's a rate every day on transport.
Yeah.
It's not fixed anymore. You go. There's $1 rate fixed to it. It prevails. It dances. So they can give you any rate you work in. So, but what now happens is, they know that they have committed to us and we give them a volume of business. So there are other kind of services they now give us and divide them in
Value adding, yeah.
Because they know that they have to find a way to cut their own because we've transferred that to them.
Correct. Agreed. Correct. So what you have just said just now, let me just kind of with something that I learned about 3 weeks ago. I was a very big man in this country, and no, sorry, Nigeria now, no, not here. Nigeria. So I was a very big man, and I went to their office, in the Sarah Group office, and anytime I go to him, I ask questions because they have made it in business, and we always ask questions. And I ask questions. So what you said is what he now told me. He said there are 2 R's. There's ROI, return on investment. There's ROR, return on relationship. That's how I put it for me. He said return on investment is not as good as return on relationship. The return on investment, you make your money, you go. Return on relationship, you'll be there to make your money for life. That's you don't burn bridges, you build. He said, look, when things are happening, you are in a place, they give one job, do very well. Manage some funds. See me now. And I said, no, I'm not working with you again. Where's my money? No, you manage that your clients. When you manage them, they will do some things for you that will balance. It's a win-win. You must understand win-win. You don't say, give my money. If you continue to press so much, the money is nothing. They will give you. But that's the end of that relationship. ROI, you've made money once, but it is not going to be continuous. Okay. Who's talking? Yeah, John.
The instance you gave. So maybe another component of risk management is time. Maybe you, just as you agreed, because there's a negotiation I was privy to, just as you agreed to supply that training, maybe you in turn could have gone ahead to pay at that agreed rate.
Immediately. I paid for I pay for the ISO certification straight. Now it's in dollar. I pay that one straight since, so it pays me. But for this one, I didn't pay straight. Money was much. I didn't have money to pay that time. It was much. I would have paid. It's a good strategy. It's a good strategy. You pay very fast before the thing changes. Especially when you have your data. One of the challenge you have in Nigeria is data. If to see one has all the data of all those, money, the way it's going, you can at least predict some, but the data is just can't. You just use logic. But truly, if one has money that time, you pay for everything. But pounds is crazy. Even that time you take 850 is small. It's not small for like almost 20,000 pounds. It's not small.
So what I'm taking from this is like is the second law of thermodynamics.
Exactly.
Every risk item you have on your book, with time, you have to just look it in the body.
Exactly.
Before it comes.
Exactly. You are valid. Yes.
So for me, he had given us like a solution from the contractor's perspective.
Yeah.
And Della had given us a bit of solution from the business perspective.
Good.
And I feel that doesn't cut across to all activities. So for us in operations, before you even agree on any contract sum, right, you tend to look into the commercials of certain parameters, which are actually benchmarked with similar activities across the industry. So going back to tell the guy, this particular activity, reduce it, it's almost mission impossible, right? So from the business perspective, how can we hedge against things like this for extinction? Because it's really killing us.
So if I may, sorry. So I think we've already done it in a way. It's just to do it better, because the major rate is FX rates, right? And that is why we do the functional dollar thing. So the challenge will now be the exchange rates from Naira to functional, right? Which is the major challenge.
Yes.
So I think it's just to rely on the data and see the movement of our. However, I don't think we are going to see the deflation of Naira, devaluation of Naira from what we saw in the past 1-2 years.
That was the should kill this. Okay, I do something with nobody right now, for instance.
Central is
something happened. He tells you that, oh boy, this is the price, I'm doing this thing, I can't do it again. That is like a big boy, Abby. You now get a local contractor that's telling that about half of the price he will do it. The risk, you're already seeing your problem from the beginning. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So some of these things, the legal team has to keep looking at some of these things, at least from their perspective. Okay, how do you even protect yourself against this class of contractor?
Yeah.
You know that this contractor, you don't just, I'm looking for value. I'm not looking for to cheat.
Exactly.
You are going for that training. You know what the cost of that training is. You have run your in-house estimate. You see what is looking at you. You now see somebody that might not have done his homework well, or someone that's just looking for a quick fix and tells you that he has a way with the training institute and he will give you a better deal. Why go into that? So there's some things that you see, you understand, at the very least.
Yeah.
It's already, what do they call it?
Yeah.
A red flag, yeah?
Yeah, it's already giving you a red flag, and if it goes wrong, you are in trouble.
So,
those are that energy to training. Look, the training itself, the content, we can do it here. We are trained to do it. But they maintain where is the letter from Energy Institute that the training is coming from them. And again, they will have everything to be sure that it's from EI, not Nigeria. And we can do it here, but say no, it's EI. And they have their reasons for doing that. Thank you. So, operational risk, or day-to-day risk that's happening to us in our business, health and safety risk, people move up and down, accident happen, IT risk, there's some IT failures, things can be down, people can lose their data if there's no business continuity in place, which we'll talk tomorrow. So all these are operational risk. Then we move to quality risk. Quality itself has to do with customer. Quality management simply is about customer satisfaction. If I ask Mr. Moses, I said, I bought a shirt for him from M&S in UK, and I gave to him. And he said, sorry, I don't wear it. He said, I don't wear it. And that's, I don't know how to say that statement. So he said, I'm not, no, not even, don't mind any. And Moses said, I'm sorry, it's a good birthday gift, but I don't wear M&S. Huh? And the next thing is, Moses went to Bella. Bella came there and said, I have a shirt for you. And he bought a shirt from Abba. And I was there seeing Abba's shirt, and Moses was so happy. Oh my God. I said, this is a better shirt than Abba's shirt. But the truth of the matter is that better shirt to me, but it's not what will satisfy him. He has a reason for liking Abba's shirt. Abba's shirt is fitting that purpose. Me, I'm talking, my own is UK. That is great and not quality. When it is quality, it means it meets the fitness of purpose, what you want it for. I can put car here, I put G-Wagon, I put Rolls Royce, and I put a very small Jeep, one SUV, fine one. And you see some ladies, they will not pick that G-Wagon. They say it's not beautiful, it's not slick. That is our own opinion. You can take G-Wagon. That is your own what you like. That is quality. When you satisfy customer, then that you are doing quality. And when you do that, customer will come again to your business. Customer satisfaction is the best strategy in life. So look at it now. Any risk that has to do with customer product, customer service is what we call quality risk. You get here yesterday or 2 days ago, and you get to the reception, we need our hotel room, and the person talks to us anyhow. Say, excuse me, you are from where? Say, you are Nigerian. Hold on, please, let me speak to Oyibo. You know, if it is only one day, one night, because it is late, we will not do second night here. If Shola said, I like them, maybe it's a mistake, a lot of us say, which mistake? Get us out of this useless place. Because customer service is poor, they will say we are out. That's quality risk. Very, very important, please. The third one, compliance risk. Some call it legal and compliance risk. Compliance risk in your department, those in GRC, that's what you do. People will always deviate from what is the practice, from the process. And when you have a process failure, it becomes an issue. When you have operational issues being affected, you are going to have problems. So that's a compliance risk. Again, you know, it's operational risk before, it's turning to compliance that, look, if they don't follow the process as expected, we are going to fail. And process breaches can destroy an organization. That is what you should do, and you are doing something different. Of recent, if you check news, some banks will have to pay some huge amount of money. Process failures. This is how you do it. You do it separate way. Even Citibank in US made that silly mistake 1 year like that. This is how it is done. They do it different way than they caught them with the law. A compliance risk. Sometimes it's legally, backed up or operationally backed up. The legal one that turns legal risk is the worst. Because if you don't comply with some things and involves legal input, then one is in trouble. Use that legal, take you to court to start paying money to lawyers. Lawyer will tell you are going to win. So all the money you are spending could have been used for something else. Lawyer will never say it's going to lose. You are going to win this case. You win this case. And you to be spending so much money on a case that you could have settled without even getting to court case. Or could have done the right thing, it will not get there. Those are fundamental risk. Reputational risk. So, Mr. Said, this is a very good friend. It comes out now, very dangerous. With the presence of social media, any business that does what is not okay is in trouble. Before you wake up in the morning and your TikTok, Facebook is already there for you, to go back and say it's not true, it's not true, it's not true, it is going to. How you manage the communication is very tough. So people spend millions of money in dollars and naira to cater for reputational risk, just to beg what you should have done better. So it has impact on your clients, on your partner, on employees, on everything. Regulators, everything. Reputational risk is a very, very destructive risk in the present moment that we are now. you may not get business again for life.
Even your shares.
For instance, see what,
Everything be affected. Everything.
see what VDM cost if you weeks back.
Everything about you is gone. As I said, it's a very great risk. Yes. In short, it will make people to say you are not okay. Yeah.
You know the guy follow
For GT.
Yes, now.
For the GT.
that was
He said they arrested
So did Is he alive?
Most of them will show you the certificate. It's well calibrated. They do it like every 6 months. We check every, they will like to unit the metering system, everything. You see it. You have to sample also because you cannot go to all this.
It's sampling now. Yeah.
Doing terminal this. So what we saw is the process from fiscalization.
Yeah. Then you take samples to confirm. Okay, why? Let's say why.
They will give you documentation.
Okay. No. Look, one thing about audit is this. Don't make documentation and your main aim of doing audit. Good auditors don't believe in document. You believe in the process being working. You take samples, you confirm. If you say document, look, people can give you 1 million documents and they'll do nothing.
Yeah. You know that's audit. So you don't want to go and do investigation.
No. Audit itself. Don't mistake what audit is.
Yes.
Don't mistake what audit is. Most people don't know what audit is. In audit, it's beyond investigation. You can investigate in audit. It's allowed. Yes, I'm telling you. The rule that govern audit in the world is ISO 1911-2018. I can share it with you. You are not an auditor if you don't know 1911-2018. You have not been trained about it.
Yeah.
Now, if you just forget it, you are not auditor. And if you are trained about it and you understand it very well, you can investigate. It's allowed to get deep into some things. Take samples. Don't turn auditor. Please, do you have HSC policy? Yes, we do. Make a SAM. Do you have calibration? Yes, we do. Make a SAM. Do you have quality? Yes, we do. Make a SAM. That's old way of doing audit. We're not auditing processes. We can go to that later because I'm a RCA lead auditor. In health and safety, you are 7 in number in Nigeria. In quality, you are 11 in number. And I've been doing that for almost 24 years. So that is how it is. Not just document. Everybody will pass now. Everybody, let's hear you and let's go and eat.
Okay,
yes.
Please, just on this issue, right? So NPR's policy states that all labs should be calibrated for night. That's 2 weekly.
Like seriously?
But yeah, that is what is in the policy. But however, you find out that some operators, they really default on this. And the question is, okay, should we stop giving them cash goal for this activity? And it's no, because the compliance issue. So you don't want to be seen as a company that is actually, contradicting compliance. So what we said to ourselves is, give them, provide this fund for them. But it should be written that when NPRC penalizes you for exactly, it's going to be 100% sole cost on you.
Fantastic.
So that's just like.
Is that's not in the contract? Is there?
So what we do is during. It's not in the contract. It's just here.
It's just an agreement now.
Yes.
Is it there? Is there? Fantastic now. So you have dropped the risk on their head. That's risk transfer.
Because
it's written.
Huge fine.
However, that's just one side of the risk.
One side.
This other side is financial loss
on your own side.
Yes.
On your own side.
Feel that, like you said, calibration. You're not getting that data as should.
It's not good.
You don't. Somebody's asking you for numbers. You can't
even give that number.
You are looking at it, you are laughing. Sometimes
because you don't have.
You're laughing because you know that.
I don't get.
And it's supposed to be. This is supposed to be the point of truth.
Nice one. Nice discussion. Thank you all. Let's give ourselves just one clap. Go. Again, that's how a class is supposed to be. No, that's why we just be talking from morning till evening. Just say thank you, and I come out. That's not a class. Because when I go to classes, I've learned a lot of things from you. You don't know you are teaching me. Thank you for teaching me. Thank you.
So you pay us that fee.
In short, that fee that you have done. Oh, don't worry. No, don't worry. That one you have taught me now. Let's now start the negotiation apart now. You have carried the risk of not asking for that before. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going on break for 20 minutes. So we'll be back by 12:10. And you know the rule, right?
To Jesus. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
Start dancing. Mr. Kane will not sit down. I know people that are dancing there. I can see Madam Agnes, she's digging it. Good.
Look at me now.
Who's your guy? Move it very well. Madam Agnes, you can sit down. You can sit down.
Really?
I dedicate my to N, please. N, stretch it out. Stretch it. Now let's go U. Let's go U. And let's go T. Put your hands together for yourself while you sit down, please. Over to you.
If you want to drink coconut water, let us know. You will get coconut water. So you are welcome back, and thanks for all your support so far. Benjamin Franklin, the man that says life charges first, or life charges first. General risk that comes from outside, especially those you cannot control, that's beyond your control. There's a risk like that you cannot control them. That is, you cannot be the one to be in charge as you can have 100% control of. So risks are all under external risk. Example, there's a natural disaster that takes up a lot of your assets. You cannot control, you can't say stop this disaster. You can't control climate change issues, but you can always manage them. So all those are external risks. Having mentioned all these risks, because of the type of situation we have now, where we are now, technology risk is also very critical. We said it yesterday. Where is BlackBerry today? Where is a Nokia phone doing well of them? Where are they today? So technology can take you out of business. And I told you about the printing of recharge card. Recharge card is no more. We can buy a card from online. So all those ones, they are gone. Now, inside technology, there's now another risk that is seriously affecting most businesses. Artificial intelligence risk is seriously affecting business. If you say, I'm not going to do it, competitors will do it. They will outsmart you. So not doing it on its own constitutes a risk for you not to start using AI or machine learning in anything you are doing. You have a place that are very difficult to go, and you set up robots to go there for you. If you have to check some things up at the area view, and you send in a drone to go and check for you, all those ones will be faster than you climbing the tallest building or climbing a tower. A drone will go there, take picture, analyze, and come down and show you. It comes with its own risk also, but not as much as if you go up and climb. So AI risk is also very important now. But the most important thing there is you must understand the governance and framework. You can't just be used AI anyhow. You can't affect your data. You can't change. You must have data governance. Confidentiality is very important. So all this will constitute the other risk there. All this one I have said, look at NUIMS now. And I must confess, you all understand your business. That's the most important thing. People don't understand their business they do. But I can see, understand is very, everybody understand what to do. When you sit down like this is a board, decision maker, checking what are the things that can affect this business. But look at the board, he did a very good job, was on the vessel, or let's say on the ship, using its lens. The board saw unhappy customer can affect us, unhappy stakeholders. When we say customer, don't think as a person alone. Internally, you are customers to yourself. So let's put this stakeholder. Board sees that unhappy stakeholders will affect NUIMS. bought things that decrease market share, lots of sales, a lot of things, low traffic, obvious measurable symptoms. That is what board can see. A tip of the iceberg up. Board didn't go down to this level, the operational level, that you start seeing marginal performance of sales force, low quality products, real business start problem decisions are there, poor image, unethical treatment of customers. These are so critical, they are under, they're even more than what you are seeing up. Look at the Titanic incident. What caused the accident? People thought there's just one rock that is floating. No, the small part that is floating is small. The real other rock that are bigger, they are under. Just like in health and safety, you say cost of accident. What all of us see as cost of accident is medical cost, compensation cost. Those are up. Under, there are many costs. Reputation costs will be there for you. You are going to pay regulator. You are going to have production loss. You are going to have time to come back to business. They are all under. So as a business, when you look at the top, you must understand what constitutes or what happened here that lead to the top you are seeing. That's why I see people doing more of root cause analysis. And that would take me to another case study. Slot versus Nokia. The owner of Slot, Inandi Ezebo, very good Igbo man. Graduated from Yabatech, HND Electrical. Look for job, no job. But always give him an excuse. Oh, is this good? We can give you a job, but you have HND. It's BSc we are taking. When the condition was much, the guy went back to LASU. Should we not BSc want? I will do BSc. Went back to LASU and did electronics and computer electronics engineering. He finished in LASU. Job. I'm BSc now. Challenges, you are old now. These are, so he went straight to computer village. I want to learn practical how to do computer. And because he's a graduate, whenever he talk about like this, the way he relate with you, thank you so much for patronizing us. We thank you. We do all those things. People like him. This one is not normal computer village boy. So from there, phone now came, GSM. You quickly learn how to repair phone. That's another income that can come in. So 1 year, in fact, Nigerians are carrying plenty phones because of the SIM. That time just had a phone. So 3 phones, different SIMs, because the network was not too good. You have to hold 3 teams. In effect, carrying 3 phones will not be too good. Can we create 1 phone that will have 2 SIMs? Fantastic. You see now? I want big things. So he patented that proposal. See now, you look at the risk. If I give it to Bella will buy the idea. He has money. He will do it without me. So he patented it. That's the risk control. That they will take it over from me. So he patented it. The first company he went to is Nokia. Nokia was the father of GSM telephony. Nokia was so arrogant. Nokia 310. Look at this, look at that. Everybody is buying Nokia. Nokia came with everybody said Nokia. He went to them and said, Nigerians are having 3-4 SIMs. Can we do two SIMs? And he gave them the proposal. Patented one. Nokia saw it and said, look, young man, you don't believe in this dream. It can work. 1 SIM per phone. That's what can work anywhere. They have never seen that before. But they are king of telephony. The guy felt bad that people are believing. They've made me demoralize me. So he came back to Nigeria and he said, what can I do? A friend told him, let's go to BRD, a company in China. They may be interested. Who knows? He traveled to China and he made bed a manufacturer of techno. And they negotiated. He signed the deal with them. They did the first techno 101, and he brought it to the Nigeria market. The techno, when it comes for some time, techno becomes hot. People rejected it. Feedback is very important. He got the feedback, went back to China and explained. They put in place under techno 201, and that solved the problem of techno 101. Then he asked his share in Africa from Techno. He knows competition is setting, and that will come to another great risk for him. He went to Infinix people and also take over, get in charge of Infinix. Today, Slot is enjoying. Today, Nokia is out of market in Nigeria. If you don't understand business imperatives and your risk, you'll be out of the market. That's what made them out of market, just from a small guy, Slot. An unemployed guy that turns to local phone repairer, now take Nokia, they're out of the market. Because you understand the future. Everybody now use 2 SIMs now. It's the idea of that guy. So every Techno you sell, Techno can face anybody now. Some of their phones are very fine. Any Techno they sell and any Infinix they sell, you get his percentage from anybody. You just sell it. And look at the guy now. He has now moved from telephone and not business. He's still there. He now go into electronics and sales. Bringing electronics again. Because you have seen that, look, phone business is very competitive, have you? But you have entered the market, has been, let me divest and go to other areas. So that's how one behaves and one thinks in that way. So you cannot view risk with a narrow lens. That's what affects most companies. You look at risk is not more than this, that is all. You have to view it holistically with the big lens to show that there are a lot of things you can talk of. Have you ever heard of ESG risk before? How many of us have done that? ESG risk. Deputy Governor, have you heard of ESG risk before? ESG risk. You see, you have to view risk in a deeper level, more than all we are talking since. If your business don't accommodate ESG risk, then you have not started work. But that is what is governing the world presently. In IT risk, people now even bring out cyber security risk out of IT risk. That IT is forget, there can be shutdown of system. But cyber security is very important because someone can take over your system and control your data. And that's another great risk that is going on presently in the world. A guy was invited to an interview. He got to the interview, the chairman of the company CEO, they sat down and he sat in front of them. The position is cyber security manager. And they asked him, why do you think we should employ you for this job? Why do you think you are the most qualified for this job? Guess what he said? He said, I'm the most qualified because you didn't invite me for this interview. I hacked your system and I invited myself. And he said, wow, if this guy can hack our system, invite himself, and we are seated to conduct interview for him, I mean, this is the real, it's the real one that can cause us a problem. ESG risk. What is ESG risk all about? In the olden days, what we talk about most is profit. Let's make money. Our bottom line is financial. Nowadays, sustainability is becoming the paradigm shift. You go to everywhere, you see people discussing sustainability, children, every one of them. And this sustainability comes with positive and it also has risk that you can also measure. We live in this world, and this world has principle. In the olden days, even to today, what we say in the Bible and the Quran is 10 commandments of God. But today, for this world, what governs us is the sustainable development goals. And there are 17 in number, with the last one being partnership. Meaning you can't do anything on your own. You can't clap with one hand. It must be two, collaboration, partnership. You can't be a risk professional without understanding collaboration, because everything you do, that's what risk is all about, coming together from different perspectives to make it to be done. Now, this sustainability, SDG 1 to 17, is such that they are all intertwined. If you look at SDG 13, climate change is causing a lot of problem in the world. Nigeria not exempted. You are seeing drought. When drought happen, when flood happen, they take away some community, they take away some farmland, and that means food will become a challenge. Climate change, SDG 13, has made food to become challenge. All the people who are farmers, who are fishermen, they start having problem with respect to poverty now. No money, nothing to sell again, because climate action has caused a problem, and that is SDG 1, zero poverty, no poverty. Now poverty is now there. Now because the food that they are producing, they don't have ability to sell it again or to eat the food, so no more food. Hunger will set in, food security. And when hunger set in, SDG 2, it will go into someone having, kwachoko, not eating very well, medical treatment.
Because all those toilets is just at the aesthetics and optics and whatever. It's not, sorry, it's just optics. You understand? It's just eyes for them to see and count. But even like, if you go to some parts of Africa, I've seen it, deliberate effort by local people. So what I'm just saying is there's lots of efforts to be made, I think, from the government.
Of course. It's government.
Really, if on my own, I'm planting 3 palm trees, whatever it is, a very, very big economic tree. So, for government, if they can now do a bigger geometrical,
exactly, it is spread.
People are now doing small, it will...
Everything will turn to an ocean. Drop, comes to. I agree with 200%. And if you look at this one too, there's a particular guy, young guy, is now the banana plantation village in the Ogun State. The young guy, he just started, he studied animal science and production, all those things, and he has started. You see, government some people have to bring their fund to be supporting him. When we do little on our way, sometimes if you see the statement from Mother Teresa, she said, look, do your own little, and your little will turn into big. Leave government alone. But that's how they are. They will be thinking of their pockets first. So I now put it as simple as this, that don't do things today, just have said, that make tomorrow worse for your grandkids.
Now, and these SDGs, what have you, the only people that are benefiting from it, from my experience, are the officials. I know people that worked in the state UB, Universal Basic Education, there is one based there, they are making mad money because of it. They are government officials, state government officials.
And they are just under education.
Those are the actual beneficiaries.
That is normal. All of us know this now.
Those are the actual beneficiaries of the issues.
Look, the issue is government and the people too. We all have our own challenges too, especially when it is public service. Public service, public servants, they have their ways of behavior, and that's the country.
Have we considered this statement a holistic view? How about people that don't intend to have grandkids? So how do we handle that?
See, Moses, the grandkids, you leave your Moses. You may don't mind Moses. You may like, don't born picking.
The projection is still the better to keep going high, so it applies. People just keep giving them.
Okay. So therefore, sustainability now tells us that instead of thinking profitability, profit as the main thing, is now on that triple bottom line, and that is the people, the planet, and the profit. 3 P's. When we say the people, we mean the staff, we mean the community, we mean the customers, we mean the regulators, anything living, they are the people. That's why if you check all the ISO standards, clause 4.2, the same, meeting the needs and expectations of interested parties. Stakeholders are the people. When people are motivated, what you think is difficult, it becomes simple. They'll do it. But when people are demotivated, what is easy become difficult. So if a government see that, look, the people must take care of, if CEO sees my people are so important to me, if the head of the government sees my staff are key to me to making success in this business, then we will all be getting that profit we are looking to get. And that is the reason why when you have your planet well managed, all this giving electricity, solar, you don't pollute the environment, before you know it, it will come back as positive to you eventually. I gave a company a case study. I said, look at this, all this light. Plenty light. It's good. Lighting is good. Make your lighting system, let them be LED that will not take more electricity. When you go to your tap, let's have sensor technology. You put your hand, is where water will come out. No hand, water will not come out. Let's do energy efficiency. If we enter this classroom, light will be on. If we all go out for a break, light will be off. Energy efficiency strategies using sensors. When you do all those things in place, you see that the cost of electricity for you will be reduced and you have benefited from it. Yes.
Yes, in another class I was privileged to attend.
Good.
This aspect of sustainability, they looked at it from the angle of considering 4 P's.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 P's. Yes, perception.
What's the fourth one?
Yeah, perception. That's what you're talking about.
Is possible is fine?
That's
It's fine?
No, it's actually COP 24. It's
No, COP 24 still made, even the last COP still maintain the triple bottom line.
but that's
That one, you added it, it is not a crime. You can add 5, 6, 7. But exactly. Even there's even one I read, purpose. They put purpose as part of the P. So it's allowed. But the 3 real sustainability is hinged on what we call, first one, social sustainability, the people, environmental sustainability, planet, and economic sustainability. So that's the course I'm doing in my PhD.
the perception.
That's how it is.
Why they were trying to domesticate that perception back to our process was
Good.
when you sit down and talk of this SDGs, everybody's like you said, some people are just cashing out.
It's everywhere.
One man will tell you that, oh boy, leave me. What are you telling me to do?
Yeah.
It's not doing anything for me.
Yeah.
That's why they wanted to make it, shape it as a perception. Say, okay, see it.
Now put that as a last P.
You understand? See it from this angle. Okay, this is the issue. Because if you talk about all this global warming, Africa, are kind of now we go last heat, kind of, so to speak. Even if there's the rains are becoming, they are shifting and all, it's affecting farms and whatever. But cultural practices from time to tell you that there are other things they will do.
Yes.
Actually, survive.
Yeah.
So the perception thing was just to look at the issue.
Look at the issues and look at the perception to it. So it's not as if it's critical. You understand? It's not, but it's good. I've seen a company, one of the oil and gas company, they put purpose and that P. It's fine. But the 3 stand you put yourself on are these 3 things. But not these 3 are sustainability. But where we are going, is ESG. That I want to explain to you. Now, sustainability I've explained, started from there, 3 P's. Now, in the world today, where we are today, you can't be an investor or an investment analyst without understanding ESG. ESG now take it beyond general sustainability to a metric for measuring sustainability and responsible investment. E stands for environment, S stands for social, and G stands for governance. And that's what we use. In short, we went to like 5, 6 countries about 2 years ago with PwC to check the governance ESG structure of some companies that some people wanted to invest and take over. Universities in America, they started protesting. This is not era of social media. With social media, Coca-Cola is dead. They now start protesting. Coca-Cola sales dropped 40% within 3 weeks. When they saw that sales are dropped because of protests of community, so they came down. So let us discuss now. Let's discuss.
The MP is involved now.
Let's discuss because they will fire everybody. Let's discuss. So the community came. Yes, these boys, CSC. Yes, let's discuss. They start doing some demands, everything. Coca-Cola now established what we call an Ananda Foundation in India to look at water issues, to support them. They start doing rain harvesting. They say we are not going to be exploiting groundwater again. Any water we get, we recycle it inside our plants. You know, we get clean water, wastewater treatment, give back to community. They were humbled by that like these people, TSC, small NGO. I'm coming. Where I'm going there is that Coca-Cola is not looking at the social aspects of sustainability, the risk involved in the social aspect. The fact they have the money, they make the profit, and they can treat them anyhow. And because of that, in 2007, Coca-Cola launched their sustainability initiatives drive. 2012, they started reporting water level and energy efficiency. Till today, they are doing it based on what happened in 2003. Yes.
So this example you cited, if you fast forward to today and even project forward, I see a problem. Companies portraying to activists demands like this.
Company?
Yeah, companies like Coca-Cola portraying to such maybe NGOs like this. There's an example. Normally, when you are decommissioning and abandoning your facility in the oil and gas industry, it's in the deep waters. You leave it there. You remove you decontaminate everything. You let it sink. And there was a time SNEPCO, they carried out the EIA on that, and they even found out that it supported marine aquatic life. Like once you sink the boat, the fish becomes a playground for them, But there was this, what's the name now? It's very Greenpeace, I think. Greenpeace is very pronounced. So they kept on saying no. So Shell was forced to actually, bit by bit, dismantle. It was now found out, after spending all these billions, that actually the right thing to have done was for them to have left it. And Greenpeace, I'm just using an example.
Yeah. Friends of the Earth.
Many of them like that.
Friends of the Earth, Friends of the Environment.
It's more ideological. So we should be empowering some of this that is just ideologically driven. They could even lie.
Then why don't you validate? Why not ask for evidences?
If you are playing for
that's the perception part is talking about.
Yeah, I'm going there.
Why do you validate?
I'm going there.
That perception.
So there's no world history or the way people's perception is not static. It's dynamic. If you keep saying somebody says something and because you want people and you keep bending and doing things that are not only because let me give you an example. If you have a company like ours that has stakeholders, all Nigerians, right? And we're supposed to declare profit. We were supposed to declare 5 trillion naira. And because of some having to attend to some issues.
It's important.
Because, like you explained, they tested and found that this is fine, but just perception. And you allow them to drive you down. And you are now declaring 3 trillion instead. You've not done justice to the many persons that
you've not done your own part of the risk to understand the importance of those people.
You can ignore them.
You cannot ignore them. You cannot ignore them. You go down.
No, you can't give everybody attention.
No, you understand stakeholder mapping. Yeah. Look, most people just hear stakeholder. You don't know when you do stakeholder mapping. You know those who are critical, know those who are young boy fry. You know how to manage critical stakeholders. If you don't do it, you have a great risk waiting for you.
But if you make your these people, it's not like they're not representing everybody. Let me give you an example. This year now.
They might not even be happy.
No, they're blackmail now. Yes. These people now, they're not representing everybody. They're just bending people's perception. If you face them in front, face perception.
Don't face them in front to John. No.
They are right when they are wrong.
No, you validate. Somebody come now and say your company is a bad company. You are doing this. Look, proof, show. Then manage all your other stakeholders to see that you are doing well.
Yes. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Don't fight.
I know that makes sense, but don't do what they ask you to do.
Good.
There is this. I think there's even a movie they did about it. There's this Nigerian doctor. This concoction, blah blah blah. Sir, you say you're talking about this perception thing still.
Yeah.
In the late 70s, 80s, all the cigarette companies were saying, don't say that. It doesn't affect the lungs, it doesn't cause cancer.
Please listen.
You understand, John? These cigarette companies were actually, it was a big fight, just because like he said, there was social media then, so there's no proper documentation that will tell you these things. I took conscious effort after seeing that movie to go back and check. The cigarette companies were bullying people. They were like, no, tobacco doesn't cause it doesn't cause cancer, it doesn't cause anything to the lungs. That one is independent. It was a fight for more than 10 years.
Yeah.
So this perception we're talking about is this. they were saying no. While that was happening, I'm sure those guys were testing, the cigarette companies were testing. Some of these test subjects are people that will live through. You will test 5 years, or the person will die, cadavers and all that. So it was extensive test. Like he said, do your due diligence. It's not
yes.
It's even better for you if you know that you are very right. Spend more money on
and get it done well.
So when you do it, it's just like the Americans tell you that they don't really concede to terrorists. They have made up their mind that they would rather spend billions to fight them than to pay you whatever ransom. They would rather kill themselves doing that.
Yeah.
So instead, if you are coming, you know that you will face it with them like that.
Yeah.
So make it clear that this is a good case for you. Do all your tests. Make sure that you do your due diligence. Long story short,
transparent, openness.
Tobacco companies fast track. See, when they agreed that okay, tobacco, cigarettes are all smokers are liable to. Now, after every, I'll never forget. There's this advert when we were going on that lighthouse. And there we go. It was one of the best adverts going on. Yeah. Immediately finished, there's one very loud voice. Kindly know that all liable are liable to die young. We know. I ever asked my friend at some point, what does this thing mean? They are telling you that if you smoke, you die. But the funny thing is, when the tobacco companies finally agreed, it didn't stop their sales projection.
Stop it. Even look.
So it's the perception thing. Yeah. Okay, we are looking at it from this angle. So do your due diligence.
Yes, now.
What's a good policy?
Even that young, it's not even wrong. Look at the statement. No, just look at the statement. Tobacco, cigarette smokers are liable. Underline, liable to die young. You may not die young. You are only liable. And everybody is liable to die young.
Everybody. That advert was not provoking more. If you notice now, that thing is white and black on every cigar. It is not in design. They are putting it very, very bold for you. So if you are smoking it, you're on your own.
And they're making money.
Same thing, not only that. No, there are plenty of other instances. There is this one of the NFL that they said some footballers were dying because of concoction and all that. Same thing. People were saying, because NFL, they know what is involved. You know, football is a joke. The money they've sunk in, they know Americans, they will sink the money in that thing that they believe they are. American footballers are being paid millions upon millions of dollars. They didn't want to attend to say very awesome. First of all, it was in Nigerian doctor that was telling them that, no, what does he know? They insulted him, they discredited him, they did everything. At the end of the day, when they finally, so just for them to agree, they agreed, okay, they'll fine. This kind of hits cause conductions. Okay, they've now maybe some caveats to the footballers.
I will conclude it in my class tomorrow. So
sometimes it's not easy, but you need to do it.
So I'm not saying hide malpractice. Be transparent.
Yeah, exactly, openness.
Cited now, NFL, yeah. If your practice, modify it. But some people, let me give you 2 instances.
Okay.
Do you know that there are organizations today that part of their objective is, which is not feasible, right, is that there shouldn't be oil and gas
Yes.
activities. You understand? You can't say you are going to.
That's what oil and gas activities.
They stop. If you want to go and explore, they will go there. They will come stick themselves to the ground and all that. Yeah. So it's not everybody that, because of perception. Sometimes you have to educate the general public.
Yes, now. Yes, they are stakeholders. All these are stakeholders engagement. People fail to engage their stakeholder properly. When the thing comes back, it's a serious challenge. Yeah. And stakeholder engagement is very key. It's what will determine what and what will happen.
Investigate on your own and
yeah.
You are not culpable.
So the key takeaways now is that social responsibility is not taken so serious for every business owners. That you must do something back, push something back to the society. What you are doing that is wrong, correct it. When you see something, add to them. And that is the origin of corporate social responsibility, CSR, that everyone is doing now, including NNPC, many CSR activities. NNPC can go to a place now, give them solar power, light everywhere. Yes, those are very good things. You can go to a place, build what they need most here is health centers. You support the old health center, demolish, rebuild, and these things are adding value to the community. And when any one of them says, let us fight this NNPC, one will say, no, now, they give us this, they give us this. Sometimes CSR, which you know, there's a thin line between it and philanthropism. You know, philanthropism, I give you 50 million, 100 million to enjoy yourself, to do things in your community. It's different from you actually doing things that are adding value to them. You must be ready to make a difference. You must be ready to be mad. When I say somebody is mad, it means you are making a difference. It's different from someone who is doing VIP. You want to show the community you have money. You must be a VIP. You are adding value to them, and they will always be supportive of what you do. That's the key takeaway. So when you don't implement a good CSR strategy by not looking at the ESG risk, all these risks in this area of sustainability, social media is now there to help the community to fight you and put your name outside there. Go and hear from Element Petrochemical when they dealt with them, the community, that they are not going to work again. It was in Dorama. It was tough for them. You see the women putting themselves no clothes, wear ordinary wrapper, and they messed up the organization. So ESG risk is very important. It's evolving risk everywhere in the world today, and we as business also, we need to key in. I'm 100% sure NNPC already key in for long-term viability, and we need to change the world. Tomorrow we are going to go to an area which is, I will conclude this class tomorrow. I will now start my business continuity class tomorrow. They still have a link, because in business continuity clause 8 of 22301 2019, you need to do risk assessment in conjunction with your business impact analysis. They still work together. So I will do that tomorrow after concluding the risk assessment here, because the next speaker needs to start his class. Thank you once again, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we put our hands together for engineer, please? Why? Why are you let's go 2 fingers, let's go. Now don't put things together. 3 fingers. Say why you are doing well. 4 fingers. Let's go 5 fingers.
So that's how you want to greet a title chief.
No, please, no, please.
A man that can make all of us. Not to
no, please, no, please.
He's a Nigerian, but a title chief.
No, please.
Another guy will bring him to this place. We have to change it before he gives us punishment. When I raise my hand up, you clap. Man, no go up, no clap. Just follow my hand for the title chief.
Oh,
that's
no.
Yeah, one hand, go up. Yeah, go. Come on, clap. Start. Again. Oh.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, engineer. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all well. How was your trip to Rwanda? Hectic?
It was very hectic.
I heard it was very hectic. Okay, I hope that today's session, and hopefully for the rest of the time that you're going to be here, you would have enough reasons to be happy and excited, and hopefully you forget the stress of coming here. How many of you are here for the first time in this country? This is your first time of being in Rwanda? Okay, just a few people. How many have been here like 3 times?
You want to give us that?
It feels like, oh, okay, all right. I thought I was going to do a bit of introduction of Rwanda, so I think I don't need to do that. Since many people have been here, many people have been here many times, so maybe there's no reason to really do that. But I think what we are going to do is, instead of doing an introduction, I'll wait until the last day to hear your thoughts about Rwanda, and then I'll probably give my comment. Rwanda, yeah. Rwanda, yes. Rwanda. So I'll give my thoughts and my my thoughts by the last day, based on the things that you're going to share. I kind of understand that it's been a long day for you. I mean, even the sessions, and again, many of you traveled in yesterday night, I heard. So my question would be, should we make this more of theory or more of practical? What do you prefer? No, I need to listen to the people. What do you prefer?
Practical, so that we are not
more practical?
Yes.
Practical also means that we might need to go out, come inside.
Fine.
Is that okay? We will stand a lot. Okay. So we prefer that. Okay. Don't worry about my profile. Let's go to my slides. Yes. No, wait. 1 second. Just this. All right, so let's go this up.
Thank you.
Okay, is it working? Okay, very good. So basically, my name is Damilola Fashion, but you can call me Fash. Sometimes I forget my other full names, but anytime you call me Fash, I know I'm the one you're calling. And that's quite a safe space to be. So let's go to second. Okay, so what we're going to cover, we are not going to use this type. We need to use the other type. So what we're going to basically cover in our session for today, we will cover, it's still not coming up. Are we good? Okay. So basically what we want to cover has to do a lot with making decisions. All right. Think about strategic decisions. Think about the different ways of performance within an organization. And because we've said we should go in the line of practical, so what is going to happen is I want us to start with a very small exercise. Where are the A4 papers, please? And these 9 dots, what we want to try to do is to connect all these 9 dots together. And we try to see how connecting of these dots helps us to achieve one thing in terms of the things that we want to cover today. Just one for each person. So as you get one paper, just draw 9 dots. Now these 9 dots, try to make them be on the, so 3 dots on the same row, 3 dots on the same row, 3 dots on the same row. Okay, do we understand? So we just have 3 rows, exactly, 3 rows or 3 dots, so it becomes 9.
3 by 3,
yeah, 3 by 3, exactly. Okay, I can also use, where's the markers? Ah, yeah. So let me show you what that should look like. Draw 4 lines.
Oh, 4 lines.
You can only draw 4 lines, and when you start, you cannot stop drawing. And by the time all these 4 lines have been drawn, they must connect all the dots. Okay, I'm going to share the instructions again. Okay, so that we're all on the same page. You can only draw 4 lines in total. All these 4 lines must connect all the 9 dots, and you cannot stop drawing when you start. Any questions?
Yep. All the lines.
Yes. Ah, yeah, somebody just said that's one way. Who is seeing it in another way?
Yes.
Anyone wants to try? Another way? Yes, please. How did it form? Because that's one way. Yes. Which other way?
So you're your height challenge.
Show that again. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. It actually works. Good afternoon.
My sincere apologies for coming late. We came late.
It's okay.
Yes, $100.
This is a senior man.
No,
it's all right.
Technically speaking, you are tough. Don't talk.
Sincere apologies, please.
All right. Okay.
So, the event was in Kaduna Refinery Q3 2012.
Yeah.
There was an emergency shutdown and we had to come back on stream immediately. And I was on night shift. And we had to start the plant all over again, and it takes hours for you to go from cold to hot work, round tripping, and then lighten up the flare as well. And before you light up the flare, you have to produce LPG gas again. Mm-hmm. So it was we had to flow into night shift to morning shift, afternoon shift, back into night shift again.
Oh my!
So it was restless.
Oh my!
It was really restless for 4-day stretch.
No way.
And you can imagine how tired you are, but you still have to, answer calls from the control room.
Oh gosh.
The refinery chief superintendent. I just have to meet that.
No, I don't want to imagine.
So after about 3 days, we could light up the flare and come back on stream. But it was really hectic for 48 hours stretch.
Whoa. No, I don't want to imagine this because this looked like a machine. Just working and working and working and trying to make some. No, but that's high level of productivity. Because on a normal day, and human beings should not be that stressed when you think about it. But actually in our lives, sometimes there are things you cannot avoid. They just have to happen. So thank you for sharing. Let's hear one more way. Yes. Did anyone find one more way? Yes. Yeah, anyone wants to try? Yeah, please come and try. Which other way?
But this is world condition. Right. I do this 16 days.
Okay, now there's 16 ways.
It's world condition 4.
Go here. Go.
Now, when we did this initial exercise, it felt like it was impossible. But now we are saying there's even 3 to 4 ways to do it. What has happened between that time and this time?
We're hungry.
No, to be serious now, what do you think has happened?
Clarity.
Clarity, okay. What do you mean by clarity?
Yeah, so it's clearer what we were supposed to do.
Right.
And then there is a way of doing it, so it's easier for you to adapt.
Right. Okay.
Thinking outside the box.
Thinking outside the box. People use this word a lot, and maybe it's one of the things we should talk about here. People use this word a lot. Thinking outside the box. What does that even mean?
Think like there's no box.
Actually, even in this concept, the fact that the line is longer than the dots.
Right. Right. So here, the lines are longer.
Yeah.
Even here, the lines are longer. Is that what it means to think outside of the box?
I know.
Is that what it means?
To reach outside the box.
To be innovative? Yes, you want to say something, man?
Another way, I feel like
Okay, do it another way.
But this one, you thinking, you going outside might be non-conformance because just say you.
No, yeah, truly. Yes.
So you, this is not necessarily you thinking. This is necessarily you.
Let's run quickly. So let's quickly have a quick discussion, okay, before we jump into the next thing. Now, thinking about performance. Thinking about performance or productivity. At what point in your life or at work have you experienced high level of productivity? So I want us to write this down to start with. Then we're going to share together. I guess you all have notepads or somewhere. Please do write down maybe like 2 or 3 scenarios of where you felt, my God, I was so productive. I was so productive. Now, I would like you to write, if it's possible, to write the date. So when I say date, maybe the month or the year. Yeah, maybe the month or the year. You really felt very productive. Like you could tell. Nobody could. You could tell you were very productive. And you know there are times in your life where people are expecting a lot from you and you're churning it out. It's coming so seamlessly. Yeah. Like there's so much demand, there's so much pressure, yet you are surviving. You're really thriving. Good afternoon.
My sister, apologies for coming late.
It's okay.
Yes, $100.
This is a senior man.
No,
It's all right.
Technically speaking, you are tough. Don't talk.
Sister, apologies, please.
All right. Okay.
So, the event was in Kaduna Refinery Q3 2012.
Yeah.
There was an emergency shutdown and we had to come back on stream immediately. And I was on night shift. And we had to start the plant all over again, and it takes hours for you to go from cold to hot work, round tripping, and then lighten up the flare as well. And before you light up the flare, you have to produce LPG gas again. Mm-hmm. So it was we had to flow into night shift to morning shift, afternoon shift, back into night shift again.
Oh my!
So it was restless.
Oh my!
It was really restless for 4 days stretch.
No way.
And you can imagine how tired you are, but you still have to, answer calls from the control room.
Oh gosh.
From the refinery chief superintendent. I just have to meet that.
No, I don't want to imagine.
So after about 3 days, we could light up the flare and come back on stream. But it was really hectic for 48 hours stretch.
Whoa. No, I don't want to imagine this because this looked like a machine. Just working and trying to make some. No, but that's high level of productivity. Because on a normal day, and human beings should not be that stressed when you think about it. But actually in our lives, sometimes there are things you cannot avoid. They just have to happen. So thank you for sharing. Let's hear. He said he would have said, but now he said another thing, but you have said both. Okay. Okay, now, thinking about all of these things, I didn't hear anyone that mentioned something like risk. depending on the level of the risk involved. Do you think that could be a factor? Yeah? Do you think that could be a factor? Depending on what is involved. What? Is it pressure, right? Do you think pressure is the same as? I feel there's a bit of a difference, yeah? I feel there's a bit of a difference. There's a good relationship. Okay, let's go back to his example. Let's use it. Now, what was the risk of him not going 3-day stretch? What was the risk? Sorry?
Do not restrain the plans.
Yes. Now, compare that to pressure. Do you think he was doing it because of pressure, or he was doing that because of the risk involved?
There's risk and there's pressure because
external pressure from surroundings. Once they go see the flare, they believe the refinery is down.
Right.
So it could be pressure from outside.
exactly.
Okay, so there's a bit of pressure.
So it's semantics, right?
Yeah.
Mix of people not saying the refinery is down drove us to ensure that we brought it back up. Right?
Yeah. Could it be a risk of him losing his job?
No.
That's not that.
Some people lose their job, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Okay. Could it mean a risk of somebody losing their job and their means of livelihood? And that means of livelihood is affecting many other people as well, that their life is connected to?
If not even lose his job, but query at least.
Maybe query at least. Is that a big risk? Is that a big risk?
More like negative value.
Yeah.
Partnership?
Partnership could also be one of the factors that contributes to you having high level of productivity. How do you explain that?
So the mentor, there's this thing, when I was preparing for, usually when I tell teenagers that, when you're preparing for an exam, one of the best ways to prepare is getting a group.
Okay.
Because I don't know, there's something about someone answering a question.
Right.
Someone preparing for the same exam, preparing for a question that you don't know the answer. You never forget. Because someone will just alert. So when you have team spirit, you have that group effect.
That partnership or collaboration thing, it helps you to also deliver. Okay, I need 2 people to come here and join me. Just 2 people? Yeah, just 2 people. 2 people? Actually, I need 2 people on this side and then 2 people on this side. So that's 4. Okay? 2 people here, 2 people here. Please, let's make this quick. Let's make this quick so that we can. So we have 2 people. Oops. Please help me. All right. Now we need people to be on this side. I mean, from the other people remaining, because this is going to be team 1. This is team 2. So we need people that will be on this side. So please come to this side. We need a few people, team members on this side. We need some team members on this side as well. And you will stand, okay? Because you need to stand for them. So all the other people sitting, please take a position. All right? Is it same size? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so tie them. So you tie the rope with it. Make sure this rope does not fall out of this thing. Please make sure it's really, really good. And then both of you ties it to one of your hands together. And yes. So you tie one hand and then the other hand is fixed to your hand.
So we'll just tie this one first.
Okay. Make sure it's really tight because if it falls off, you lose. Okay, the 4 of you, right? Okay. So the goal is they will not be able to talk during this exercise. You're the only one that can actually talk. And when you talk, you need to make sure that the other team members does not hear you. Okay? You need to give them strategy on what to do. They cannot talk after this, so you need to think together. You're the only ones that can talk, and you need to give them exactly what they need to do. Okay? You will hear what they need to do, but you're the only ones that can talk. Any questions? Any questions?
I'm going to hear what they're supposed to do.
No. You are the only one that can decide on what they need to do to win.
What are they to do to untie themselves?
I will say it. I will say what they're going to do. Okay?
Team Alpha.
Team Alpha. Okay. Team what?
Beta.
Team Bravo.
Team Bravo. All right. So what is going to happen is this. Now that you're in this position, you can no longer talk. If you talk, your team loses. Okay, guys, let us do this properly. Okay, guys. What do you need? No, you don't need any external thing. No. You don't need anything external. Okay. Oh no, you were just coming back. Okay. All right. You can no longer talk. Okay. Okay, are we together? Class, are we together? All right. Now, what are we trying to achieve? What we are trying to achieve is we want to see the team that can burst the first balloon from the other team. Whoever is able to burst the other person's balloon, that team wins. Well, you cannot talk. You can, wait. I have not started. Okay? I have not started. Now, please listen to the instruction. If you fail the instruction, your team loses immediately. All right? When we start, your team is going to have 2 minutes, okay, on what to do and how to do this best. Okay? You guys cannot talk to them. 0, 1, 2, 3. The show begins. The show begins. Okay! Which team? Wait, which team got it? It was this team first, right? Okay, it was this team. Actually, it was this team. It was this team. It was this team. Okay, please stay. Okay. Please stay. All right. So this team won. Yes, this team won. Oh, you were exciting them. Come on. All right.
This is Ojoro.
Don't worry.
It's not supposed to be
Don't worry. There are many more games today. Okay, so this team won. Okay, and let's imagine that this team lost. Okay. Now we want you to tell us your strategy. What was your strategy? So team members, you can share. What was your strategy for them to win? Because I know you were telling them, oh, do this, do this. What did you tell them?
First, protect your own balloon.
Please, let's listen together. Please, let's listen because we also hear from the other group.
Protect your own balloon first. Then we made use of our own pin to attack their own balloon.
Okay, so that was your strategy. Protect and then attack. Okay, that was your strategy. What was your strategy?
Spiritual backing.
What was your strategy? All out to attack. Don't protect. But I saw them going like this. Okay, let's hear from these people as well. So for you that were in the battleground, how did it feel like?
Chaotic because he came at me.
What are we trying to do? You realize that sometimes strategy is not what happens in real life. Are we together? Sometimes strategy is not what happens in real life. You could plan, you could think, you could map out and everything, but when you get to the battleground, what happens in the battleground?
Survival of the fittest.
That's okay. What happens at the battleground? Reality comes in. Other variables, again, risk. These are part of the risk of the things that happen. Yeah? The things that you don't expect might just happen, right? Of course, this team, they had a strategy to make sure that they just attack. Yet, the people that were on the battleground, they were like, we will attack, but we will protect, right? And they were able to win. Now, where does that take us to? It takes us to this whole idea of strategic thinking. How do we make sure that when we think strategy, when we are trying to plan, how do we make sure that we are planning for things that when we get to the battlefield, we are still able to adapt, okay? So most times strategic thinkers, they focus on creating things they need to do. They're even putting resources into it. But at the same time, what are they doing? They're adapting to changing circumstances to ensure success. For me, I always love the last part because I feel almost every other person can do all the other ones. You can create, it's so easy to create goals. People talk about smart goals, smarter goals, all these goals. People talk about how you can put your resources in the right places. But when it comes to adapting, I think this is where most of us fail. What happens if Rwanda here is not flying us to Rwanda? And we already planned this all week. What do we do? What if we go to the airport and we realize that we did not have our yellow fever and they say you will not fly? What would you do? Sorry?
You pay somebody in the airport.
You met someone at the airport?
You pay someone.
You pay someone at the airport. Let's say the person that needs to be paid at the airport, they have decided not to show up that day.
Somebody else.
Somebody else will collect the money. What if you lose your passport?
That's different.
Just as you were getting into the airport. What if it's at home? What if when you opened your passport, your child has actually written across everything and they can't even see your face?
Apparently, on his own visa page,
the guys crossed it out.
I got the vaccinated.
Right. So actually, in life, things happen. Even when we are planned, even when we feel that we are ready to go, things happen. Now, and this is where creative thinking also comes into strategic thinking. Because in creative thinking, maybe even on your feet, you're able to generate a new way, a new idea, a new strategy, okay, so people were talking about thinking outside the box. You see that? You see that? Now, we just did an example of balloons. How does balloon have to do with strategic thinking? That's creativity. Do we see the point?
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen balloons all your life. You played with balloons all your life, isn't it?
Balloon girl.
Yeah? And I remember when we were much younger, balloons, we used them to make balls. We put a stone inside it, we wrap it together, and it's one of the best balls ever. They bounce and bounce and bounce for months and months and months. Our parents will not have to buy a ball. These days, I think kids are no longer that creative, and parents have to buy toys every day. Yet, back in the days, kids create their own toys. And the fact that they create those, you see, and the fact that kids create their toys, they're able to fix it when it spoils. Did you notice that? But when you buy it for them, they're like, Mommy, that's spoiled. Please buy me another one. So even as adults, how do we, yes?
In this direction,
sure.
There's this school of thought that says rather than think outside the box,
yes,
why not think like there's no box?
Yeah.
Because when you think outside the box,
yes,
you could still make reference to that box.
Yes.
But when you think like there is no box, it's like limitless, there's no boundaries.
Okay.
It's quite open.
Okay, I think we're going to go there. You're going to see an example of that. But at the same time, as human beings, we are aware that there are boxes. No matter how you think about it. For example, it's almost like saying you have a family member who is about to fall into an accident, and then you have someone else who is not a family member about to fall into an accident, and they ask you, who will you take care of first? Yeah, no, you are safe. Okay. Who will you take care of first? Most likely, maybe your family member. Maybe, right? Does it mean the other person is not valuable? They're valuable, but you're in a box of relationship at that point. Even though you want to think outside the box and say, no, I can save any other person. But there's a box there. So in reality, yes, there are boxes, but there's also that opportunity to think beyond the boxes that exist. Okay? All right. So, any questions? Any questions? Okay, I'm trying to see how we can run very fast, okay? Now, there are a couple of tools that we can use when it comes to strategic thinking or creative thinking, or even in your life, in your personal lives or at work and everything. And I'm sure you've seen many of these tools, and that's why I will not dwell so much on the tools. I'll dwell more on our learning together and our sharing together. So, there's nobody in this room that doesn't know about SWOT, right? Yes? Okay, so just as a reminder, it's basically strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Now, when you think about the first two, most times it talks about internal factors. And when you think about the other two, sometimes it talks about external factors, but they can also actually be internal factors as well.
Yes, in your life, an internal threat.
In your what?
She's an internal threat.
Who is an internal threat?
Me to him.
Okay. Are you husband and wife?
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
But you broke my heart.
Okay. All right. So when we are talking about strategic thinking, or we're thinking about creative thinking, and we want to use a tool, this is a very simple tool for you to quickly use. What are the opportunities connected to this opportunity? What are the weaknesses that I have? What are the strengths that I have? What are the threats that are there? Okay, so I want us to quickly, there's a story of someone, Angela. Can you please give me the story of Angela? Let's look at it together. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Please take one and pass. Please take one and pass. Let's quickly read the story of Angela together, and let us see. Is anybody here called Angela? Okay. Anybody here called Jakande? Okay, we are safe. So this story has...
Amara, what's your second name? No, Angela.
Unless it's your third name or your second name. Please pass, please pass, please pass. All right, let's read that story together. Let's quickly read that story. It will take us like 1 minute to read. Oh, it's not, it doesn't go round? Oh, no. It's not going round?
I don't need Joga. I know Angela.
Oh, is that one of the other guys? Okay, let's quickly read these stories together, and we are going to together analyze the SWOT that is connected to this, okay? So if you're done reading, let me hear. And we do a quick analysis together. Is it an opportunity or a strength?
They are not leveraging it.
So it's an opportunity.
So they can document the experience properly.
Okay, so the experience can also be an opportunity, actually. Although I think I almost want to move it to strength. Okay, that's fine. Let's talk about threats. What are the threats here? Attrition. Attrition, absolutely. What else? Okay. I'll try to capture it one by one. Who wants to speak?
Concern is threatened because they started losing revenue and they have compliance issue.
So what do we say? What do we say about that threat? How do we capture that?
Going concern threats, because that means the threat continues.
Is it a threat because they're going to lose money, or?
They're going to lose money. Directly they are going against safety concerns.
So that's one, right?
Yeah.
One of the threats is somebody said regulatory risk. Yes. Okay. What else? Financial loss is a threat. Revenue loss, yes. What else? Reputational risk as well? Yes. Okay. When you look at the organization that you're working with, do you face any of this? Okay, let's be real now. Let's be real. Do you face any of this?
Yep.
Which of them? Which of them? Which of them are you facing as an organization?
Not directly, but you see.
No, let's talk directly now, then we talk indirect later. Which of these? And it could be strength, it could be weakness, any. Which one? Which one? Let's mention them because we want to tackle that now. Which one are you facing?
Regulatory risk.
Regulatory risk, so there's a threat that you currently have. Why is that happening? Is it because we're not thinking strategically? Is it because we're not creative? Is it because we're in a place where there are boxes that cannot be pushed away? Boxes.
Is that regulatory risk will always be there, even if you are doing everything 100% right.
Yeah.
there's chances that might trip and something will change and
that's why there's always threshold somewhere.
There's always a threshold. Yeah. So it's always there.
So the regulatory risk will always exist. But of course, we can always tackle how we can always be on the good side of the law. Right? Okay.
Revenue loss.
Revenue loss. Do you have this kind of thing?
Yes.
Has this ever happened before?
Pipeline vandalism and all that. So
pipeline vandalism.
Yeah.
Say lost someone.
Yeah, right? That's there.
It's a result of internal issue.
Is this external or internal?
That one is external.
Now, all these things we're talking about right now, because this is happening within an organization. Inside, which of these do you see within? Let's not talk about external. Which one?
You have looked at poor motivation too.
Poor motivation. Actually, when you talk about that poor motivation, which was happening to Angela right now, where do you think this goes to? Is it a threat? Is it a threat or a weakness? Remember, Angela has been with them for 27 years. Is it now a weakness or it's a threat?
Not a threat, actually, because if she decides to.
It's a weakness.
Is it a weakness or a threat? Because sometimes...
Threat, because if the loser is going to be very...
So it's a threat. The staff motivation. Okay. Is it a weakness or a threat?
Because it's within your control.
It's within your control, right? Okay, so we put that under weakness. Yeah? Poor motivation, poor staff motivation. Okay, so to the points that we've got into, because I want us to have a break and to have our lunch right now, we've started on this foundation very good, okay? But I want you to think over lunch. Which of these, and please think internal for now. When we come back, we talk more a little bit about external, okay? And there's a few more things that we need to address there. Think about internal, and when you're thinking about internal, one, think about internal when it comes to you as an individual, okay? In relation to the company. Are we together? Please, if you need to write this down, this would be very useful because we would need to document this for your own sake when you come back. Like, what are the things that you're experiencing that maybe your company does not even realize? Because for Angela, I think Angela was just seeing that they are not inviting her to meetings. And then she started, okay, I think things are happening here. Because sometimes there are things we do as an organization that we are not even aware. And it's happening to our staff. So let's write that down. What is the internal things that you are seeing? What are the internal strengths you have as a person? What are the weaknesses you have? What are the opportunities you have? What are the threats you have as a person in relation to the company? That's number one. Number two, as a department or as a team, what are the internal strengths that we have? Maybe that the bigger organization is not, seeing how they can tap into it. What are the weaknesses we have as a team or as a department that we need to tackle? What are the opportunities that we have seen that we can share with the organization or a big organization or within our department that could even create more possibilities? And what are the threats that is existing that we need to find a way to make sure that we can overcome them? Okay? When we come back from break, we crack on from there. Okay? All right. See you in how many minutes?
30 minutes.
In 30 minutes. Okay.
So the break starts now, but I want to inform you we have another tea break. So we need to agree on the time that will be closed. Okay. So we'll be back by, for this break, we'll be back by 3 minutes extra. We'll be back by 3:07.
One person lunch 30 minutes, switch your lunch.
Okay, let's agree. How many minutes should we have? 1 hour.
We're really behind.
We are behind.
45 minutes.
45 minutes, right?
If everybody agrees.
So, are we going to do 45?
Yeah. It's not like school where you have a curriculum you must cover. If you don't cover curriculum. Sorry? Do they ever cover? Well, teachers, they try. They try to cover. Yeah. Okay, great. So we were talking about personnel, right? Is this working? Please check. Okay, we were talking about personnel. How we could think through these things and how we could look at our personal strengths, our personal weaknesses, our personal opportunities and threats as well. I said, how can we connect that to the organization? Then there was a second part I also said we should think about. What was the second part? Can anybody remember? Yes. I know there are departments, let's say finance, there's department of planning, that kind of thing, right? Then, so people have come from each of those departments. Ah, okay, this is good. But you all, is there a representation from all departments?
Most. Yeah. Most. There is.
Yes?
Divisions. Yeah.
Maybe all divisions? Yeah.
Yes.
All represented?
Yes.
Okay, then that is good. Okay, that is a good one. So if you think about this in terms of your departments, okay, let's think about it that way. In terms of the department that you've come from or your division, what are the strengths of your department? What are the weaknesses of your department? What are the opportunities of the department and what are your threats of the department that can contribute to the goal of the entire organization? Okay, so that's the one we want to tackle now. The first one that I mentioned in terms of personnel, like personal strengths and weaknesses, these things we're going to tackle it on Thursday. Okay, that level we are tackling. Thursday is all about you. We'll be talking less about the organization on Thursday. All right, please don't miss that session, okay? Because it has a lot to do about each of you. And there's a whole lot of things we're going to unpack. And maybe some of you will also realize things that you have not realized before about yourself. So, yeah, it's very important. So let's go on the department level for today. So just mention your department or your division, just like that. Finance. Okay, at the department level. So in your department, what is the strength that you have? Together as a group. That's why we are in group. That's why you're in group. What are the strengths that you have? Now, for this exercise to really do its purpose, I would like you to write things that most likely other departments did not know about your department. Like the strengths you have, the other department, they never knew that you had. Okay, I will say that again. So let's say, for example, under strengths, we're talking about Angela the other time. Let's say under strength, your department has let me use finance as an example. So maybe finance, there is a platform you use to do all these finance things. And it really gets the job done. It maybe even detects fraud, something like that, that most departments did not know. You want to share that with us. Okay? So there's something you do, there's a strength you have. Other departments, maybe they know it or they just would not realize that you have that kind of strength. That's the kind of things that we really want to get out of this. Okay? Is this easy? All right? Same thing. What are the opportunities that your department have? Now, when we are looking at these opportunity parts, are we still together? Don't worry, I'll give you time to really do the thing. When you're talking about opportunities, I want you to speak about things that maybe at the moment, your department is not doing it, but if you could do it, it could lead to great things. So it's like potential opportunities. If our department had this or our department could do this, I think something would happen to the entire organization if this was possible. So we are thinking more about possibilities on the opportunities. It could be something we have that we're not using very well, or something we could explore that will make us do better. Weaknesses, I think this is straightforward. What are the weaknesses that you currently have that is not making work to be done properly? And then what are the threats? Yeah. Okay, that's it. So 5 minutes. 5 minutes, we would like to have a full list. I need to have a board somewhere. No. Okay, I think I can use here. What is that? Yeah, okay. I need them to stick on it. Yeah, by the time we're done. Yeah, I want to give you sticky notes. But let's give me the Let's come. You might need to use the paper tape just in case it's not working. Really responsible for that. Yeah. Same department, same talent management or another?
Same talent management.
Same, right? So there's something interesting here. Let's go to the weaknesses. And hopefully, again, when we are talking about the weaknesses, please think about what is coming out from Hall. We want to see the trends, okay? So, weakness from finance, manpower, low SAP integration, okay? That's SAP. Outdated accounting policy.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, and that's why I'm saying it's very likely you'll hear some things that you probably, in other departments, you're not aware of. Yeah? Project accountants are not involved.
Project accountant.
Yeah. Project accountants are not involved. Okay? So maybe there's like a short project, or they are not directly involved in those projects, right? But in all the organizations that have seen these kind of things happen, where you have small projects, you get a team to work on those projects. When they are done, and finance is trying to reconcile, then big issues come up. They say, this one, you did not follow this guideline. But you guys should have already even been in this project from the get-go. Very chaotic. It's always very chaotic. At that time, it looks like we are wind-chanting each other. Actually, when we are supposed to be aligning. All right, next one. Okay, I think it's still the same one. Oh, project accountant not involved from initial stage. So this is the full version. All right, P&C weakness. Staff strength. So this is how human resource versus volume of work. Okay?
I think
Low staff.
Okay, so it's low staff strength. Okay, that was how they just wrote it. So, which means there's a lot of work compared to the number of people. Okay? Yeah. So, low intra-collaboration. Intra. Maybe, or between their own departments, right?
One father, plenty wives.
Okay. Lack of work-life balance. Okay, maybe this is only happening to P&C. Okay, are these the people that carry work home? These are the people that carry work home, but they don't bring home to the office. They take them. Okay, weakness from CUIO and GNC, inadequate manpower, upskilling. All right, weakness from business services, tight deadlines, and knowledge gap. This is how it happens across, right? Then knowledge gap. Okay, I hope we are paying attention to specific, especially the trends across board, because there's something happening there. Then weaknesses from NIPEX, staff attrition. All right, remember, we had strengths where we are saying we are retaining, yet in a department, something is happening differently.
With a strong brand name, with a strong brand name.
Right. Okay, the other thing, under NIPEX, poor succession planning.
Yeah.
All right. Now, for JV and PSC, inadequate data governance, lack of proper manning and succession planning, poor knowledge retention.
So where's that? JV?
This is JV. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think is the trend coming up here? What did you notice across board? What did you notice is coming? Manpower, right? And what else? And knowledge sharing. There's something there. Okay? You see how good we are on the strength, but on our weaknesses, there's a big problem. Very serious problem. And within specific department, there are even things that are happening there, like the attrition for NIPEX. So it's a question for even the talent management. What is happening within this particular department? What is happening there?
It's not just 9 persons.
I mean, just based on this quick analysis, yeah. I mean, if this session that we are doing is like if this was a project that we're doing, oh no, this will go very deep, and this will take us months to do. It will not just be a 10-minute session.
The administration also outside is mostly not outside the NFPC. It's like living from one here to here.
Okay, let me explain. Now let me explain what this does. If people move within department and it does not lead to any form of disadvantage to that department, it's growth.
That's true.
Yeah. But if they move from this department to another department and it's causing, for example, a knowledge gap, or it's causing, a bigger chunk of work for some people, then that's chaotic. No, people moving, sometimes it's a form of growth, because now they also have skill across board, right? And it means they can actually move from department to department. But there are situations where one person leaves. Imagine Angela leaving. Wow, that's like 27 years of experience gone down the drain. Okay, I hope we are getting it. All right, let's go to opportunities. In terms of opportunities from CUIO, project integration is an opportunity, governance meetings, participation, partner collaboration, regulatory compliance, visitation, and engagement. Yeah? Do we all see these as opportunities? Yeah? For finance, adoption of tech for forecasting, reporting, and planning. Does it mean this tech does not exist? So true. This is so true. This is very true.
You answer the question.
Yeah, within the management, if you tackle these two very well, and a few other tools actually, VRIO and a couple of other tools, you have them. Yeah, fight forces. You are good. You are very good, actually. So let's use this in practice, and let's see how this works, okay? So I want us to tackle this challenge, but there's a different way we're going to tackle it. So please share with us. So Petrovision has a couple of problems. That's why we're using them today, okay? Yes, this one. That's their name, eh? Do you know them?
No, I said their name is part of
Petrovision. They need to change to... no. The other one. Yes, this one. Okay, so I'm just going to share this quickly with us. I'm not sure if this will go around, but let's be quick about this. Okay, so this is just 4. Please use as, maybe your whole group can use that. I mean, it's also on the board, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 15 minutes. All right. So keep what you have. Okay. You will get a lot of time to read it, but we quickly need to do something. All right. So I need 6 people. Okay. Are we together? Are we together? I need 6 people that I'm going to call them expert desk. All right, now these 6 people, you come from all these sectors, all these 6. So I need somebody that comes from political. Okay, we need to do this very quick. We need to do this very quick so that we can also close early. Okay, so I need somebody from political. I need somebody to represent economic, someone to represent social, someone to represent technology, someone to represent environment, and someone to represent legal. Please, let's make this quick. Let's make this quick. For your team, you're going to pick, there's a currency for the country that you come from, okay? So this is a country, this is a country, this is a country. And this country that you're coming from, you have 4 currency from your country, okay? So I want you to check. The countries you have come from is, take a look. Rwanda, Zambia, South Africa, and Uganda. So please choose a country. This team, can you choose a country?
Uganda.
You are choosing Uganda. What about your team?
South Africa.
Rwanda, South Africa? Okay, so please choose.
Nice.
Uganda people, I thought
Social, who is social? Social desk. Economic.
Technology.
Technology. Environment. Okay, very good. Thank you. So, that's for your team. Okay, you found your... Have you found your currency for your country?
Kind of.
Okay, you're Rwanda, right?
Yes.
Okay, please take this. Have you found for your country?
This one is...
Oh wow, you didn't find your currency.
South Africa.
South Africa, did you find it?
South Africa.
You found... Oh, just take that. Just take that. That's for you.
4, right?
Yes. All right. This is for you as well. Yeah, 4. It's supposed to be 4 for each of the countries. Did you find it? Which country?
Yes, Rwanda.
Rwanda? Okay. All right. So here's what we are about to do. Okay. Team, please listen. Team, please listen. Team, please listen. Okay. Are we together? All right. Now, for each of you here, I need you to step outside. Yes, outside the room. You will find tables there. You need to sit on one table. It's a round table, like a round circular table. So,
well enough. What is engagement?
yeah, please go with something you can write down and everything, okay? Technology, on training, and on marketing. But we have been given 3 scenarios. So if it's a scenario of new team integration, how are we going to allocate this money that has been given to us? Okay? But for us to really understand how to really do this allocation, we want to make sure we can speak to experts. So these experts, they are great with each of these pastel. Okay, so you go to the table under political to understand. Guys, this is a problem we are facing politically. How do we need to think about it? You can even ask them, how should we allocate this money that we have?
That's to confirm that we are sitting on different...
Yes, different tables, please. Yeah, different tables. Yes, different tables. Okay, so that's the goal. So at the end of the day, the money that you have, in the currency that you have, we would expect you to come back at the end of the day, telling us, maybe it's 100 billion Rwanda francs that you're putting on this. When it gets to this scenario, you're like, for safety, I think I'm putting 50. Yeah? When it comes to this other scenario, I think I'm changing all of these things. But you also need to give us a context based on the insight of the experts. Why you've decided to make what decision or not to make what decision. Any questions? Any questions? We only have 10 minutes, so you need to move across the tables like 2 minutes each, like very quickly. If you stay too much with one table, time is gone, and you'll not be able to go through all the tables. So my advice is, go to only 4 tables out of 6. But of course, if you have all the time, please do feel free to go across all the tables. Any questions?
So can you pick out of these 6, which one you think is more relevant for you to go to?
Well, it depends on you, really, right?
Yeah, so
it really depends on you. You see,
scenarios.
These are the scenarios.
These
are the scenarios that you have.
So these 3 scenarios you have to allocate
yes.
Currencies.
Here's the thing. All the money you have, think about it like this. All the money you have, under this scenario, how will you allocate it? Remember, you have four coins. Yeah. When it comes to this scenario, how will you allocate it? All that 4 coins. When it comes to this scenario, yes, it's not like, yeah, for each of them.
So before, how will you allocate to
under here?
Under this.
When you come to this scenario as well, how do you allocate? Before.
Under here you allocate.
Yes.
Okay.
So you write it down on your booklet when you're coming. Scenario.
Scenario. No,
Yeah.
not scenario. No.
For each team.
For each team.
Yes. You're independent. You're independent. Each of the teams are independent.
I know.
Yeah.
So are you going to apply these 3 scenarios to each team?
Yes. Yes.
And that's what we'll do in 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes. You can do it. Come. Okay, so I'll give you maybe 1 minute before you come to them.
Oh, you're just coming in.
Oh, you're just coming. You need to join Observer. Please join. Strategy team, please quickly allocate, very quickly. Please allocate your money very quickly. Please do your allocation very quickly. Okay, allocation done? Allocation done? Allocation done? Not yet. Okay. What's your total? No. What is your total? Oh, Saddam, what's your total? What total are you investing?
We have some 70 multiplied by.
How did your conversation with these people influence your decisions? Yeah? How did it influence your decision? Team Rwanda, Team South Africa, Team Uganda? Yeah, where are they? Yes, the conversation we had with them, did it really influence your decision or not? In what way?
So, through some of the solutions they provide to us in terms of the challenges we are faced with in this scenario, it could actually focus us to where to concentrate better on.
Where to put more money or not?
Yes.
Okay. Which of the conversation influenced you the most?
So it was more on the technological.
Technology. That's quite impressive. For you as well, it was more of technology that influenced you the most. Okay. How did you arrive at your decisions?
They are still arriving.
So you had all these conversations, they said different things. Did you take into account the things they said? For you to finally say,
that was the basis of our allocation.
It's based on that. And you can see, look at Team Rwanda. Rwanda had the biggest chunk of money for technology. Did you notice?
Yes.
But when you get to South Africa, their biggest chunk of money was not for technology. Did you notice? Their biggest chunk was for safety and for training. Yeah? So, something is happening there. Now, when you get to Uganda, what did you see again? What did you see?
Training and technology.
Technology and training.
What did you notice? This is 40. This is what?
40.
So 40-40, right? Went for technology and training. So most likely, the conversation they had with tech definitely had a big impact on Team 1 and Team 3. So this...
I think for us, it's actually technology and safety.
Oh, it was technology and safety?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe, yeah.
Safety training.
Oh, maybe we had a...
Okay, I think what was, we have safety training.
Oh, so we wrote it the other way around.
Yeah.
So technology actually had the biggest impact on many of them. And it tells you that in your industry as well, most likely, either you refuse to change or not, something might change someday. And you might have nothing to do about it. Okay? That's what is coming out for us. Okay? So we've listened to the design team, we've listened to the observer. What about the DEX experts? Legal, why do you think they didn't come to you? Why do you think they felt nothing?
Because people think they can work their way around.
Wait, let the expert talk.
Particular country, stuff like legal is not even
mention their name.
To ensure that regulatory compliance,
they did not even come to you. Okay, all right. We're going to close. So remember, we were using this really to explore pastel. And like I said, you already know pastel, right? But really seeing how this plays out in real time, right? And so when you think about pastel in what has happened right now, I think the biggest part is technology. Yet, all the other parts are critical because there are countries where legal is super strong. Actually, Rwanda as a country, legal is super strong. If you're a lady, you are balling in this country. Because the law... So if you don't pay attention to certain things, either because the country where you are in, you will get to another country and you'll be in trouble. And as someone that works within this kind of space where you work in, you also need to have an understanding of what is happening in many other countries. Because again, you might like, well, I'm playing in this game today, but tomorrow something else might happen. Right? So which of these areas surprised you the most in terms of pastel? Yeah? Which of the letters surprised you? For me, it's legal. The fact that it didn't come to legal really surprised me.
No, that was the only country that did not.
Oh, the only country that did not, okay, that did not really pay attention, okay, was that other country. So, finally, how do you think this exercise might influence your decisions going forward? What have you been able to get from this? Okay?
Technology is the way forward.
Technology is the way forward.
The biggest take home for me from this.
The biggest take home for you is?
Like they stated,
yeah.
There's a problem, I think, who stated finance when we're doing sports, of them finishing models and just bringing it. So it's clear that the bigger set or the more representation you have from various, experts or SMEs, the better your project. It's from the planning stage, build up to the end, on the strategy level.
Yeah, on the strategy level.
I've seen it holistically.
On the strategy level.
Ensure that every I have been dotted, every T.
Before you.
Yes, before you. Even like this legal part, I think it still showed, the leg still went out.
Yeah.
Because there's really no legal person here.
Yeah, yeah.
So but we have legal division.
Division within the, okay. Any other thoughts? Yeah, you wanted to say something as well? You were saying something?
I lost my...
Oh, okay. Any other person wants to share? How might this, on the social?
The social.
Yeah.
The two issues here you highlighted are very important.
Okay.
The rising frustration among local workers about promotion and pay-up. And there's also community distrust.
Yeah.
And environmental impact.
Yes.
These are two major serious issues for any industry.
Yeah.
Not less of oil and gas industry.
Yes.
We have internal crisis.
It's big.
Union crisis.
It's big.
With community.
It's big.
It's
critical. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna close here. Okay. Thanks for my coin. I just want to thank all of you for your engagement. So we started in the afternoon. I learned a lot from all of you, and I'm looking forward to Thursday, where we're going to go very deeply into leadership, and I hope that we will all come with our full engagement as well and see what we explore together. So, see you again on Thursday. Thank you so much, everyone.
For the practical session, let's clap for him again.